you like my little homeo
All right, here we
thing?
go.
Fact check.
All right. Ooh, lots of chat going on. All right, RJ, there was a request for you earlier. do you recall
Yes,
what it
and
was?
I think it's off of the screen all completely. I can't see it.
You didn't remember your line? What kind of script reader are you, man?
Well, by the time I was in a position to write it down, it was gone.
I hate when those things happen. All right. RJ is willing to say the line. You just have to retype it.
Yeah. So I sound like some poor fellow sounds like me. Oh, that's tragic.
Indeed. All right.
Wish that upon a squid. Trump, but I wouldn't wish it on a squid.
That's harsh. All right. Anyway.
Well, I rank Donald Trump below squids.
Hey, I just got a notification that SciStrike just went live.
Interesting, I did. Coincidental.
You don't say.
All right.
That's kind of neat.
That's
I think the line popped up again. If I can have it there. Had to be me. Someone else would have got it wrong.
There we go. All right. We now know RJ does requests. Okay. Let's see. Before we get started, I guess, well, let's start with this. This is Buster the Atheist Pug when he was a baby pug, sitting on my father's lap. There we go. Okay.
Did he ever grow?
Of course. He was not.
That's not a pug at this point. Then it's a bulldog.
Well, yeah. See, he would not have been a good show dog. That's why he went into atheism instead. he was too large to be a regulation pug. But that's there's always openings in atheism. Anyway.
Yeah, growth industry.
Indeed. All right. Well, let's see what we have for this evening. Let's see. Kevin is not here tonight. Heck. He did everyone hear him do the Ken Ham impersonation?
No.
No? Oh, okay. Hold on. I will,
or Ray Comfort, either way.
I will pull it up. You have to hear this, and it's he did a great job. And here we go. Hold on, let me switch. I'll run this right from the. There we go. All right. There's our buddy Kenny boy, and don't worry, Sean. Just and I apologize for last week. All right, here goes. This is our buddy Kevin Kanatis doing the voice for a highly animated Ken Ham, and here we go.
Hello, this is Ken Ham, coming to you from the Creation Museum, the best new oxymoron since Jumbo Shrimp and Microsoft Works. I'm here today to tell you about the exciting, powerful, stunning, amazing, stupendous movie called Is Genesis History? It's the best documentary I've seen since the Flintstones, and even more accurate than Pete's Dragon. The film is hosted by Del Tackett, former president of Focus on the Family, sticking their noses in your bedroom since 1977, and host of The Truth Project, a DVD series that asks humanity's most difficult questions and answers them with a lollipop and a pat on the head. I'm proud to say the idea for this movie came out of my debate Bill Nye. Did you know I debated Bill Nye? I did, you know. I debated Bill Nye. Anyways, Dale's 3-year-old daughter started asking questions that Dale couldn't understand. So he set out to find white men with PhDs who could grapple with science at a 3-year-old level to help explain it to him on camera. On February 23rd, 2017, Is Genesis History had a one-night showing in hundreds of movie theaters across the United States, was top of the box office for that night, earning 10 bags of popcorn, more than that random Tuesday in the third week of the Lego Batman movie. A movie which promotes the atheist idea that humans evolved from bats through random plastic bricks. Which is it, Darwinists? I know that some of the scienticians using the film use some big words and sentences where they don't belong. So if the movie made no sense to you, or even worse, if it did make sense, then this follow-up is for you. Is Genesis history science?
That was
I like the demon.
go back to that.
girl down on the right hand corner.
yeah, really.
Echo.
What
Go
did
back
you
to
want
that any
Yeah, take a
frame.
look at
You don't
her
gotta play it.
eyeball
Just put
on
it in
there.
any frame.
It's like
Once
straight
they
out
put
of The
this
Exorcist.
the Exorcist girl? You don't think that adds a little something?
She's so demonic. She's like, I'm looking into your soul.
I'm going to do something with the dinosaur next to me.
Indeed. Yeah, it's part of the intro video we did for the. Remember when you guys suckered me into going to see that Is Genesis History movie, that creationist movie? And
Hold on. Do not blame that on me. I had
you-
no part of that.
No. Everybody else tricked me into it. Anyway, so as Paul Aggia and I have been alternating making videos to cover every goofy thing said in that movie, and this was part of the intro for that. I was kind of hoping Kevin would be on, but I guess he is busy. All right, that was that. Now for tonight's excitement.
Woo!
Yeah. I hope everyone has a beverage ready. We have.
Oh, no.
Well, we have not abused him in a while, and this one was kind of picked at random. It's a fairly recent one from our old buddy Jaronism. Okay,
Boy.
God.
now this is one. It looked like it might be a little fun. It's Elon Musk, rockets, SpaceX, and other frauds. That's
Not to bring us into perspective,
The majestic
I-
John
I-
McCain
I
has
have
got
a- I have a 2 liter of water because I don't drink alcohol. Sorry, guys. And I swear to God, I'm going to get a buzz with a Jaronism video.
It can happen. It can happen. That is true. All right. Well, everybody knows how this works by now. If Jaronism should, by some chance, happen to say something so ridiculous that it requires a response, merely yell "drink." I will stop the video, and you can comment to your heart's content. And everybody else, please clam up to he or she, whoever else joins, has finished. And then after they're done, then by all means, you can add comments. And there's the extra rule we came up with. What was it? Might have just been last week. If we do come across a movie that is just so painful to watch, we can move to jump on to the next. All right.
Yes.
That being the case, here comes Jaronism. And you know what? A blanket apology to all, but here it comes.
Astronauts to the moon.
Drink.
Ignition sequence start.
Wait a minute.
2, 1.
You can't call drink for that.
Oh, well, it's a preemptive drink, so the
Are-
first one I call won't count.
All right. Did you actually have a response, or was that just a general, I can't take him?
No, this is just it's a Jaren, so the first thing that's out of his mouth is probably going to be just bullcrap. So it's just a preemptive drink.
Might be, but, well, let's see. Here we go.
We have a problem.
We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
What's going on, everyone? It's Jaronism back with another video for you today. Gonna talk about Elon Musk and his subsidy-grabbing fraud company who fakes everything from launches, satellite deployments, orbits, and of course, landings.
Please
to
don't.
start, I'm not sure if you've seen this video by ScienceNet named 7 times Elon Musk went next level genius. Now you'd expect some amazing eye-opening revelations or some game-changing perspectives, and let's just say they're not there. He comes across as a high school student who's basically just rambling. So we decided to spruce it up a little. And I did need to say one other thing. I did say that everything that Elon Musk puts out is fake, and I forgot that's everything but his toupee. Unfortunately, that won't get him to Mars. Neither will lies or taxpayers' money. But it will get him a spot on Next Level Genius, the Jaronism way.
Jaronism presents
hold on.
Next
It took me to
Level
wrap my head around
Genius.
this.
All right, hold on. All right.
Does Elon Musk earn taxpayer money?
Nope.
Well, I think some of the SpaceX stuff gets some things because there have been attempts to send some material up to the space station and that with his lifting system. So yeah, he gets a little bit of it from that direction.
Yeah,
Indeed.
but he has he could have a subvention as a company. But
Here's the thing: is he's contracting his launch platform
Yeah.
to NASA. NASA's paying them out of their taxpayer money, correct?
Right.
So he's actually getting paid by the government as a contractor.
Yes.
Yeah, I also hope to hear about Jaron's fabulous electric cars, which are obviously going to be way better than the Tesla.
Of course, and not fake.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, yes, he does get taxpayer money, but Jesus, we're going to use taxpayer money for something. Getting to space is probably a good thing. All right, here we go. What the hell is
Today
this?
we salute
That's
you,
his-
Mr.
that's his
in love
wife's
with Edison
wonderful
for some
voice.
strange
Yeah.
reason guy.
Mr. in love with Edison for some strange reason, guy.
As far as role models,
Pick anybody but yourself, please.
there's obviously some of the obvious role models. I think Edison was certainly a role model. Probably one of the biggest role models.
Did you study his life?
Yeah, I read books about him. Absolutely.
Sure you did, you little liar.
Wow.
Like Edison versus Tesla, because interesting, the car company is called Tesla. And the reason it's called Tesla is because we use an AC induction motor, which is an architecture that Tesla developed. And the guy probably deserves a little more play than he gets in current society. But on balance, I'm a bigger fan of Edison than Tesla. Because Edison brought his stuff to market and made those inventions accessible to the world, whereas Tesla didn't really do that.
You like him because he sold out.
So he's going to be
What?
big one.
Oh,
Did I hear a call for drink there?
Oh yeah, you did. It was up with me.
I mean, this wonderful lyrical bit about Tesla's having sold out, I guess. I somehow doubt that Jaron is going to be giving us a history of the General Electric Company and Westinghouse any better than any of his other stuff. So we'll see just how far down the road he wants to go down that road.
Indeed.
Well, just a correction. I think that he's saying that Edison sold out, which is why we have all this stuff publicly.
Actually, what was fascinating about Edison is that by the time Tesla is getting in on the field, he wasn't sold out. He was pushed out. The people that were now running the General Electric Company thought that Edison was kind of getting in the way of the progress, particularly adopting alternating current so that they could make more money.
Is anybody reading the public comments?
Yes.
Starting to dispose a lot of jam your hand in? All right.
Zero products to fill the work.
All right, back to the musical stylings of Mr. and Mrs. Jaronism.
And I think the great technologists, Steve Jobs at Apple, Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. He wants to depopulate the world with vaccines. I would choose
That's what Disney is.
Oh, great a Freemason. Thank you, Mr. I love Edison for some strange reason.
And so let's start with some SpaceX nonsense.
But first, I do have to say she did that very well. Didn't you think? I wasn't.
And imagine what sort of woman that she is, that she can manage to be married to Jared without having pus leaking out of her ears.
There are obviously some
Here's a
skills.
little audio tip for you. When people have to add that much echo and reverb to make you sound halfway decent, your voice sounds like crap without editing.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Now we're into, we're going to hear some, okay, he's just talking now. We're going to get some wild assertions. This is where it starts. Here we go.
This is the CRS-10 that was landing, and I just wanted to point out a few things. First, I love the plastic fins that somehow survived the re-entry into the atmosphere. And if you take a look at the picture on the right, you can see it's dark and gloomy and gray, and then in a second there you got blue skies and white clouds. And you can see there as it lands.
Again with the clouds?
Somehow we're supposed to believe that those fins can steer a rocket that weighs 20,000 pounds as it falls back to Earth. I also find this part funny. Look at the thrusters there on the top. I'm not sure what they're called, but they're the steering mechanism, and you'll see them squirting right now for no reason. The rocket's already landed. I guess it's kind of like a showing off thing.
It's a
I don't know,
conspiracy.
looks pretty CGI to me. And I'm not the only one. Actually, somebody asked Elon Musk on Twitter recently, is there a reason that most of the landings appear to have been at night so far? And Elon Musk responded, it's much easier to do the CGI that way. So, of course, everyone rushed to say how much he was kidding. Everyone, of course, except Elon Musk. And again, I'll remind you, as I always do, to do your own research, make up your own mind. By the end of this video, if you still believe in SpaceX, more power to you. I guess that propels you up into the next level.
Okay, you're up.
Did he just say people were rushing to save him from a joke?
I believe so,
For
yes.
God's sake.
Yes, he did. He did, in fact, say that.
Oh, God. These people don't understand how humor works. Perfect.
Least of all, Jaron.
Now, this could get interesting because I actually did not go out and
Yeah,
purchase
anyone want to
beers.
speculate upon the fascinating little spurts from the bottom of the top of the craft and the thruster issues and the like?
Well, seeing as how they're not at the top or the bottom, they are not the RCS thrusters. It's more likely to be out venting from the whatever fuel is left, because they're liquid state and they turn into gas. So it's probably just venting out the oxygen and the hydrogen.
So you don't think it's involved with chemtrails in some way?
No.
And in terms of the cloudiness, it's obvious it's a rainy day. You've got a little bit of sunlight showing up, and he talks about blue skies. Anybody who's got out in the real world and looked up when there's clouds in one part or another can find that the darkness is in one spot but not in the other. And apparently this guy doesn't realize that. Apparently it's all blue skies or nothing for him.
Yeah.
Indeed. All right. Let us continue.
Next level genius.
Uh-oh.
Jaronism presents Next Level Genius.
Next level genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Impress the Asian with our subpar math skills.
Mr. Impress the Asian with our subpar math skills.
Sean, why do you not sing your parodies?
And then just work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in,
Why don't I? Because I'm very self-conscious about my voice.
80 to 100 hour weeks every week.
Where do you find time to be a dirtbag?
And then all those things improve the odds of success.
The weakest attempt to get into a girl's pants that I've ever seen.
I mean, if
Stop.
Okay, drink.
If you've got to sit there and try to cram as many syllables as possible into as short a time frame as possible, it's not singing. Stop.
That's probably true. See, I was actually going to take issue with the comment because what she sang or didn't sing, however you look at it, about this being the weakest attempt ever. Look what's behind him. This is not a good attempt. Sitting in a chair with, hey, I've got lots of these. I would think, as attempts go, it's a hell of a lot better than, hey, come here often. All right.
And plus, I guess it's a film interview, and so it's not on that.
They're playing the song at 50 beats per minute, and she just sang lyrics at about 400 beats per minute. It doesn't work. Musical timing, dumbass.
Why did he go for musical?
I don't know. This is the first time I've
I
seen
think
this
that's
guy.
her influence and not his, to be honest.
This is the Hindenburg of Hamilton.
She's trying to be discovered by America's Got Talent and going to fail miserably.
I see.
I don't think even Albania's Got Talent would do for her.
I love how someone in the Jaronism production team saw here basically the equivalent of a top 10 list and thought, how can we respond to this musically?
Oh, have you actually watched this video already?
Of course not.
Oh, so we don't know if we're going to get more of this lovely joy.
We have no idea what's coming. All right.
Oh,
Okay, so
brace yourselves.
Is this not better than the Ken Ham interview? It's a tough
We
call.
can't quite say that yet.
We'll see. I'm
Does
fine with
Jared go
his.
after geniuses in general, or people who have lots of money, or is this his first assault on somebody in the Fortune 500?
Well, see, I'm fine with his assertions, and because I'm used to his bullshittery. But listening to her try to sing is like listening to two female cats in heat and an entire pride of cats fighting over them.
Okay, interesting analogy.
Yeah,
All right.
you wonder whether the conversation went through with the wife said, "Hey, honey, can't you let me do some singing this time?"
Oh, Ricky, can I go to the club?
Oh man!
Now that's dating you.
Yeah, but come on, Nick at Night.
That's true. That's true as well.
Now, Sean was disturbed because I was speaking as if I was Lucy, but doing Ricky's accent. I'm not sure how that happened.
Well, in a Jaronism world, does it matter?
Apparently not. Apparently not. All right, here we go for some more of this.
Other people are putting in 40-hour work weeks and you're putting in 100-hour work weeks, then you're doing the same thing. You know that in 1 year you will achieve what they achieve. You will achieve
Math has never
in
been my forte.
4 months what it takes them a year.
Thank you, mister. You didn't impress anyone with your math skills guide.
Wow.
All right, moving right along. Let's look
Okay.
at
Yeah, thank you.
JC-SAT 14. Pay close attention here as we look underneath the rocket, and you'll see what I call render issues. And then after that, we'll begin to see some of the magic as it unfolds. First, they'll announce what happens, and then the crowd goes buck wild. Although it should be noted that the crowd is simply SpaceX employees. You cannot go watch a launch like you'd think.
Okay, drink. That is a lie.
Yes.
Yes, you can. There are public
Total lie.
Yes, there are public viewing areas, and if you take the trouble to sign up, you might get picked for one of the NASA socials. Which anybody that has any kind of social media presence, do it. It is one of the coolest.
I think I'm pretty sure Red is off somewhere flipping a table.
Yeah, because there's no way to view these things, you know.
Indeed. All right. Yeah. So that was just made up. Right. Here we go.
You can apply for a tour or
waiting
go
for
with
it.
an employee, but please don't think these people are all there to celebrate a satellite being deployed that will end up charging them $100 a month for TV service. So,
Drink.
isn't it
Okay, you're up, Sean.
When these satellites cost like $400 million to launch plus, yeah, you're happy when they succeed.
Indeed. Oh, and it is an
So
experience
is
to be present
Darren
for a
saying-
launch.
How can the satellite service be delivering service from the CGI non-existent rocket ship at all? Or is he saying that the satellite service doesn't in fact exist at all and is all done by CGI? Maybe perhaps all of the video that we see on television, including Jaron himself, is actually CGI.
Technically, you are correct because it is being rendered on a computer as you watch.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of rendering going on in Jaronism.
No, I don't think rendering mentally alert counts.
All right.
I'm thinking more of like fat gradually transforming itself, metabolate.
I have to correct myself. I meant to say inert, not alert.
Sean, I thought you had water.
I told you, just the drinking for Jerry is just that bad.
Well, I'm going to have a bit of an issue.
So he's got a problem
I did,
with the flamey things part. Okay.
I did not go out and purchase beers, so I only had enough to fill the mug of truth once. Which
and you picked a Jaronism video? What is wrong with you?
Well, see, that's not really the problem. The problem is that the backup is I peeked in the freezer, and apparently I had the bottle of Pellini Limoncello. So,
oh, this is gonna be a fun night.
All right. I got to give somebody remote control of my machine so you can just cut me off if things get weird. All right, here we go.
a convenient lie when the video goes out, and yet people still worship Elon and SpaceX? a company that has used $4.9 billion from the American government
while employing Americans
and the taxpayers, and yet people still think they're private.
Oh, hold on,
Now,
break again.
Okay.
He is still separating government pay with taxpayer money. The government is paying with taxpayer money. It's not two separate things.
Apparently he's going to argue that Boeing isn't a private company because it gets contracts from the government. There's news.
Indeed.
As is normally convenient,
The
you'll
point
see the
that the
video.
rocket shouldn't get like dimmer as it goes up into space. Is that his problem with the what he's seeing on film?
No, he's made this argument several times before. It's because it's a digital signal that's going through the airwaves. Any kind of interference will actually leave pixelated blocks where it doesn't get quite all of the signal. It's just packet loss. And he's claiming that proves that it's CGI.
That is a render error, yes. Okay.
Here, shut
And
off
apparently
just-
the fantastically clever people failed to realize that and produce magnificently perfect renderings because they don't realize that nobody is actually watching any of these things. This does not make sense.
That's the biggest hole in the argument. That look at this anomaly we saw. If it was CGI, you would not be seeing anomalies. I mean,
They can clean up if they can clean up Harry Potter dragons. I think they could manage to do this if it really were CGI.
Odds are, and it would be a hell of a lot cheaper to do it that way. All right,
we're gonna make a CGI film to fool everyone, but we're going to leave tiny little mistakes in it for no good reason.
And
just
curses Jaron for spotting all of
If I can put that in perspective, before we went to digital video, there was none of these rendering issues. It only happened after we switched to digital signals that were being transmitted.
Indeed.
So why would we downgrade the quality by upgrading the video? Makes no sense.
Indeed. All right. And moving on.
At the right time, and then when it returns, then you'll get to see the second stage, the rocket firing, and you'll get to see the fairing separation, and people act a fool, pretending like what they see is actually in space. Let's watch.
There you can see it's the main engine. We got confirmation.
All right.
One second stage was separated. And we have.
All right. Jaron's not saying that anyone is pretending this is an actual video from space, is he? He's not that good.
I hope not.
Right? It's been.
I'm not sure.
I mean,
yeah, I'm pretty sure in the past he's claimed that. Where is this being shot from?
Okay, well, see that to me would seem like a Russian vids thing. Look at how fake this is. It would seem like a Russian vids sort of thing.
I don't think he understands they switched to obviously a CGI because after Miko, there's nothing bright enough to actually follow the rocket anymore. They're following the exhaust plume. Once Miko happens, the engine cuts off. There's no more exhaust plume to follow. So they just switched to this, which uses telemetry from the rocket. And then after the second stage, if it's still close enough, they might be able to follow that. Red's been able to capture second stage ignition one time out of all of his launches because it's that dim.
Yeah, it's kind of like the fact that when you sit on the beach and watch the big boat sail away across Jaron's flat Earth oceans, that eventually the boat gets really far away and you go home because you don't see it anymore.
Indeed. All right. Well, let's. We're not. None of us are fooled by this obvious CGI, right? Okay. Let's continue.
I mean, look at how fake this is.
Look at how fake this is.
It's got no clouds.
That's a 33 right there. All right. Here we go.
Good ignition of our second stage as well. We'll be having a video of that for you in a second here. But right now, the good news is we successfully separated from our first stage, and that is back on its way to the drone shed, and we have a beautiful image of the engine belt.
What's really sad is that this crowd continues to cheer over these verbal confirmations. They don't even get to see anything. And even more sad than that is the fact that people can't see that this is an awful hoax.
Oh, okay. Not even drink worthy. It's famous for these assertions that, okay, this is a hoax. Demonstrate to us how.
Yeah. He just simply announces it ex cathedra. He is in principle accusing all the people who put the fuel into the rocket, or all the people who claim to have done that when there was no rocket there, because I guess there was never a rocket there because it's all CGI, and all of the people who are doing the telemetry have worked out all the calculations and are carefully monitoring all the information that's coming into them, that not one of them is suspecting that all of this is a sham, or they are all suspecting it's a sham, and because they value their paychecks are cheering wildly based upon the things that they are being presented, because they are all sycophantic and unable to see the truth the way Jaron can with his little laser pointer that he isn't using today.
Indeed. Well,
of course, it's too cloudy.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, here we go.
They get 20-something millennials who care more about whether or not their shirt sits atop their belt than to pay
Ad
attention to the
hominem.
hoax that they're presenting as
Indeed.
real. And you'll see we get to watch this glowing red nozzle on the screen now that couldn't possibly look more unreal.
Again, we don't need to, everything we just said a minute and a half ago. That
Exactly.
Sure,
Who's
okay.
saying everyone in the planet? Jaron, how many of the 7 billion people on the planet have you surveyed as to how many of them find that an implausible-looking rocket plume?
Well, here's the thing. He's saying that the nozzle can't look or doesn't look real. Can he point us to one that is real that he can verify that doesn't look like that?
Yeah, does he ever allow that any rocket ever launched at anybody by any country on Earth is ever actually legitimate? How do we know there are real rockets? How do we know there are rocket plumes? How do we know anything?
Indeed. All right.
Also, a quick thing.
Yes.
This is more for Jaronism. The reason they're cheering is because it hasn't exploded yet.
Yeah,
pretty much.
If your rocket hasn't exploded yet, everything's fine.
All is good. Well, I would
Yeah,
say
to use Jaronism's
general rule of thumb.
ad hominem, we could say Jaron obviously doesn't hear the complete lack of talent of his wife singing the song.
Well, as for his assertions that the cheering, I will say, when close to a rocket launch, you don't need the inspiration of a shill check or anything of that sort to be cheering like that. I, the most stoic person, I've got two emotions: apathy and anger. I was cheering for the launch.
You forgot
hard on this accomplishment. And here, this is one of the things that's so nasty about idiots like these, is they are denying the accomplishments of other people. They do not allow them to actually to have accomplished something. Whereas this guy carping from his little video lab is insulting the actual hard work of real people who do real things in the real world that ain't shaped like a pancake.
Yeah, and if you think of the web of the supply line for any of these, it's not 15 guys or 20 guys or 1,000 guys or 1,000,000 guys. There's got to be like 6 people on the planet, and Jaronism's one of them, that's not in on the conspiracy. There's 6 of them. And the rest of us are fooling those 6.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Here we go.
Holds its structure and integrity as it burns red
And
hot.
from the front end of the rocket there is the fairing separation. You can see the JC sat there for a brief moment there as well.
The thing is, people never ask the question of why are we given such crappy camera angles, such crappy views? What is this view anyway?
Okay, Drink. I don't think he appreciates...
Where are you supposed to put the camera? Are you going to put it on a anti-gravity flying platform that's going to be pacing the craft? What does he want?
I think what he wants is the selfie stick sticking out of the nose of the...
I believe so. It's as if he does not understand the mission is what is critical here. All of this cameras placed so that we, the citizenry, can see what's going on. That's, I don't want to say secondary, because the populace. It's a little bit of a plus.
Elon Musk's idea is not to document everything in such a way that Jaron will be pleased with it. Is that possible?
That seems to be his objection, is that the various space agencies do not behave in a way that responds directly to flat earther questions. That seems to be what he's objecting to.
I mean, where does he want the camera?
Okay, he wants it on a selfie stick.
No idea.
I mean, that'd be kind of cool. But I mean, the more cameras you add, it's more weight to your craft. And if you want to put it a bunch of places on the outside and to actually get good views, you either need a selfie stick or whatever it is. It's going to create more drag.
Yeah.
So you have to put it close to the body, in which case it's not going to get a whole great view of the entire rocket.
Besides,
I mean, try this with an airplane. Seriously.
Well, self-plug, and I know we normally save this for the end, but my very first parody that I actually made a music video out of has a rocket from launch to orbit in one take. And the camera is on the body of the rocket. And of course, he's probably going to bitch about that. It's like, well, it's a fisheye lens. Well, yeah, it's trying to get a wide angle view. But it's still a launch from ground to orbit in one take, just like he asked. And now he, of course, moves the bar because then he wanted one that was from the back of the rocket looking up so he can actually see the sky get dark as he gets up. And of course, that was provided through one of the shuttle missions. And he found reasons
the last one, I
for
think.
that. It's like you give this guy exactly what he wants, and he just moves the bar.
And he wants something more. Yeah,
So
that's
he wanted
classic.
He wanted live video feed of the Earth from space. I pointed him to Dish Network with EchoStar 11. They had a channel on it dedicated live 24/7 video feed of the Earth from a geostationary orbit, and it lasted for 18 months. And it was a consumer grade camera, and it eventually died, but it stayed on for 18 months solid.
All the sneakiness happened in month 19.
It still worked off and on for like another 20 months until it finally stopped responding. But as far as live video feed, it was 18 months of video non-stop live video feed.
And not good enough though.
And the funniest thing is, and here's the funniest part. Jaron was notified of this like a year and a half ago. And just yesterday, or the day before yesterday, actually, they had a hangout, and Bob said, "Well, why can't they give us a live video feed of Earth? We got all these satellite companies that would love to do this. It's been done already, and for the cost, the channel made jack for ad revenue because nobody watched it because it was boring as hell to watch the Earth rotate in 24 hours.
Really, a couple of minutes, good. After that, I've seen it all before. But
I just want to point out that Sewer Tapes rightly pointed out the last person on Earth who should be complaining about film quality is Jaron.
Okay. So
also, if it's a geostationary satellite, you're literally just looking at the same part of the Earth, and basically the only thing that changes is the angle of the sun's light.
Yeah, it's just every single time that evidence is presented to anybody in the Globebusters panel, they ignore it and just say, "Well, what about this?" And that's their modus operandi. They don't ever address evidence as it's presented.
So the goalposts basically have roller skates, is what you're saying.
Oh
yeah.
They're on the.
Usually you can hear the little squeaky wheels moving.
No, they're well oiled.
Monster truck wheels.
They carry a belt covered with nothing but cans of WD-40. They keep them suckers well oiled,
so they can move in a hurry.
Yeah.
All right, back to the look how fake that. Sorry, wrong guy. Let's see what else he's got.
Well, let's listen to the guy they got from the bowling alley who does know the word nominal. He'll tell us what's up.
T plus 5 minutes, everything continues to go nominal. You hear that call out occasionally, something that we love to hear, as I've said before at SpaceX. Give you an update on the Falcon 9 trajectory. I'm looking at the plot map on my monitor here. We're tracking down pretty much the middle of the predicted trajectory. Now we've headed somewhat due east out of Cape Canaveral. For our initial parking orbit, we don't really change the inclination of the orbit, so we'll shoot eastward. There will be a second burn a little bit later on that we plan to bring you in the webcast. That'll be the burn that takes us to the geosynchronous transfer orbit. The first burn is into the parking orbit. You heard the call there, stage superpulsion is nominal.
And the update of the trajectory is it's pretty much tracking down the middle of the trajectory. It's an impressive update. All they do is listen to one man who's talking on a loudspeaker. Everything that goes on comes directly from an audio cue.
Power telemetry remain nominal.
Things continue to remain nominal still on both stages.
Always nominal. You'll notice that this guy is just listening in for audio.
Okay, RJ, you're up.
What exactly is his problem with nominal? What is
It's a
his
big
problem
word.
with jargons or words? What is his problem with everything? That his ad hominem, the guy is taken from a bowling alley. Do we get to see what Jaron looks like? Does he ever wear a shirt? Does his wife look like what? That this is just a pile up of he wants to find things to carp about and make bold assertions for which he offers absolutely no counter evidence.
Indeed, and I see he harped on nominal because he heard it more than once, and that was kind of the trigger mechanisms that he locked onto it, not understanding. Now, this is just, I don't know for sure, but you would think if you had a job such as this, you and those around you would want to be able to communicate clearly all the time, and you would use the same words for the same meaning.
Well, it's a lot faster than saying within accepted parameters.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah, those spacey people tend to use jargon that is comparable to what they've been doing for like the last 50 years, so they don't want to have to invent an entirely new vocabulary. So Jaron of the mud pile can make sense out of it.
Indeed.
Yes, everything is not nominal. It is in fact going slightly better than average.
What's with those people using words and stuff? All right.
He's entered our field.
Hi, Kara.
Yes, I'm late.
Oh, hi, Kara. Welcome.
Hello.
Glad you made it.
Hi, Sean. Hello, Pug.
Oh, Kara wasn't here for the apology. We have Jaronism on. Kara, we apologize.
Oh gosh.
I did the obligatory. I did the obligatory preemptive drink as soon as his intro started.
See, I'm just happy that when I first announced it, I was really expecting to see all your little icons just disappear.
Well, it's okay, Kara. Everything is nominal.
Everything is nominal. Nominal. You're seeing the eye.
I'll just bash
nominally smug.
All right, back to the foolishness. Here we go.
Updates. He literally knows nothing. He's just listening in. You'll notice now he'll be listening for the entry burn. Wouldn't this show on his computer? Well, nope. He waits for the audio confirmation.
Major event about to come up that we're going to listen for is the entry burn of the first stage. We'll light 3 engines for about 15 seconds. Let's listen in for a minute and maybe we'll hear it.
Stage 1 entry burn has started.
There's the start of the burn. This will last for several more seconds. We'll shut it down, and then we'll wait for the landing burn and the second stage headed into orbit. We have shutdown of the landing burn. Let's turn it back down to the floor and see how things are going there.
Stopped.
Stop.
Got it.
You do notice. You notice Jared just debunked himself with his own claim. He didn't have an audio cue for the entry burn to stop.
Or for how he said how long it would last.
Indeed. And apparently,
so he did read that off of his computer, which goes against what Jaron just got done saying.
Yeah, and what he just got done saying also implies that Jaronism somehow knows exactly what this individual should and should not have running on his computer.
Yeah, he knows that by his psychic life.
Yeah, that specific laptop should be telling him. Maybe not. Maybe that's for Tetris. But
and I'm not even sure when he's talking about listening for, that he's not referring to the fact we're listening for the noise coming from the room down below where all the people who are monitoring all the information is, because I don't think they're claiming they've got a little audio feed from the rocket itself, do they?
No. He was
listening to the announcer guy in the background that's actually talking to mission control.
Yeah, so he's misinterpreting what it is that is going on here. Apparently, everybody has to function only in Jaron's little worldview in the way that he wants them to do, and he will just nitpick to find things that are anomalous like he does. Maybe, how does he know that the man from the bowling alley isn't a digital simulation? Huh? Why does he assume the person is real at all?
That is true. That's, I do not know. It is sort of odd that he
now, is Jaron really part of the conspiracy, trying to imply that that man on the screen is real?
He could very well be.
I mean, he knows what should be on his
Once you
computer.
go down that rabbit hole, there's no end to it.
This is true. All right. So hopefully Jaron's done launching ad hominems at this poor fellow.
Oh, I doubt it.
And yes. All right,
That's his gig. That's what he does.
Yeah, pretty much. And you think
rockets are fake because this guy's glasses are crooked.
Indeed. Well, tell you what, Jaron, why don't you call them up over there? It is possible to get to folks by phone over there, and why don't you guys just compare paychecks? How about that? then we'll see if he works at the bowling alley. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so the entry burn was at 6:45 on the clock at 100 miles altitude, so it's coming in at 5,000 miles per hour. Now imagine slowing that rocket from 5,000 miles per hour to 0 in exactly how long? Well, we'll check when it lands. For a good time, though, here shortly, I'll let you know when. Keep an eye on this guy on the left. He'll actually put a funny look on his face for some reason and look pretty hilarious for a while, so I'll let you know when to start doing that. It starts about now. And then what we're going to see here shortly is they're going to get, of course, verbal confirmation again.
Okay, if he has to tell us, look, he's doing something hilarious, wouldn't that tend to imply that it's really not that hilarious, or we probably would have noticed? I mean, he announced that I'll let you know when he's doing something hilarious.
And again, audio cues that the craft is about to land, and then, of course, the magic begins. Again, if it was just one time that we got this peekaboo landing, that's one thing.
Peekaboo.
But every single landing, SpaceX proves this hoax.
We're not expecting a successful attempt at this time around, but we're learning, we're always hoping, and you're hearing every cheer right now because it's coming into the drone ship. We will show you what we can right there, and that's a view from our drone ship in the middle.
So, as is the norm, we get the interrupted feed, and you'll also notice the lights are on and very bright, and then all of a sudden there'll be a flash and abracadabra, the rocket landing.
And it looks like we have
Oh, yes, comment?
So Jaron doesn't understand how auto exposure works.
That would be something new. Do you want him to say, where are the stars for us again?
Had a very, very intensely bright light. And then when the light starts to fade, you start to see the background lights get brighter. That would be called auto exposure.
We should document that and email it over.
Does he think that a landing rocket shouldn't be bright?
Well, he even said it himself. There's a very bright flash. You can tell that it's from a pretty high intense light from the fire of the back of the rocket being spread out over the deck of the ship.
Fire, bad.
So he's complaining that what we saw is what you would expect to see in such a case.
Yes.
He's complaining that things are as they should be. Okay.
Correct.
How clever of these hoaxers to make everything look so realistic.
Indeed. They went so far this time. This is top secret information, so internet clam up. Don't tell anybody about this. This time, they went so far as to actually use a real rocket and really put it into space just to fool us. All right.
No, I wouldn't go that far. You're pushing it now.
A question from the chat.
Like a miniature, a model shot, or what exactly is he saying, or more digital?
A question from the chat from Charles Scott. He wants to know if Jism has an email address. You probably have to pay to get access to it, but yeah.
Oh, no, he does. I emailed him about 6 months ago. I just heard back from him last week.
Yeah, really? Apparently, and he is contactable. We went back and forth on Twitter a bit when we were talking about his Umbra Penumbra conundrum video. But he asked, everybody answered, and the follow-up video, where is it? We were promised a follow-up video.
At latard.com, according to Brian Stevens.
Yes, he specifically said that he was going to ask the questions, and if anybody could explain it to him, everything would be cool, and he'd make another video. Never happened. All right. Let us continue. SD's Industries. Okay, I'm too easily amused.
And that is a view on the right side of the screen of our first stage.
You fake space! 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 Yep, it's all nothing more than a magic trick. Sure, you'll have people like Reg
Drink,
Rhetoric.
stop.
Okay, Hill, you're up.
What about the landings that weren't on the barges? Because those are obviously pretty hard to see because they're out at sea. But what about the landings that they did that were back on the launch pad? Like, for example, the ones that immediately spring to mind, the ones that, again, Red captured. What about those? Did those not happen for some reason? Are those magic too somehow?
Monty just leaves them off of the screen, so he doesn't have to bother about explaining like all the data.
Yes, bringing that up would result
I guess it was just a really big flare.
As with all the Flat Earth followers, bringing that up would result in a change of topic. That's what would happen. That's his opinion on that. Let's talk about something different. Alrighty.
Astronomy Live telling you how it's 100% real because they are filming it.
Yeah.
As if I should be surprised that these guys can't see how all of these people here at this magic show in the front row are about to have pictures and videos of a car appearing out of nowhere. However, they will understand that that is magic. But rocket launches? There's no way. They must be real. I mean, look at everything that spaceflight has given us. How could it be fake? Are you saying that they've only done it just to steal our money? Well, if that were true, then all we'd be able to see is them taking money year after year and giving us promises and wishes and ideas, but never following through on any of it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be getting a message here pretty quick from that guy in the front row there who's going to challenge me that this is definitely a real event, that he has film and photos showing that that car appeared out of nowhere.
If it's red, then yeah, you're gonna get some photos, all right.
Yeah, that was possibly.
Except Jaron is in the equivalent of arguing that not merely is a magic trick being performed, but that there is no car there. In other words, there's a whole series of more assumptions involved in this. And excuse me, but did we miss the part where Jaron was explaining what it was that supposedly the non-existent space satellites were doing, like GPS?
Yeah,
Are magic elves hiding inside of my car, giving me directions and not actually requiring satellite data?
Or, satellite TV. It's kind of the name.
Yeah.
The clue is
my satellite radio in the car. Why is it that when I go behind a building, I lose a signal when that doesn't happen with an FM signal? Why? Because it's off of a damn satellite.
Indeed. That's what we should do. We should send him a DirecTV or a Dish Network antenna and have him set it up himself. Just go through the procedure, and he'll do it. He'll get it so that this, you get the little meter, and you get to, okay, we got a strong signal, good. But he will misinterpret the direction, just like Flat Earth Asshole did. Will misinterpret the direction the dish is actually pointing and say, "See, it's pointing to terrestrial." Yeah, wrong. That's what we should do. Let's sign him up for DirecTV. All right, back to the Jaron show.
It's going to be tough to prove it's not.
Oh no! She's not saying
Jaronism presents Next Level Genius.
Bullshit.
Next level genius.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Today,
Wait, was that a call for drink? Is there actually a rebuttal, or is it just because?
Is he actually claiming himself to be a genius?
No,
he's going after. He's complaining about Elon Musk being a next level genius, and of course, apparently the number of zeros in Musk's bank account can't be because he actually is a genius and has made money by doing stuff, but because he has tricked the government into giving him billions of dollars. That's his argument.
Okay, I see the label on the bottle now. Okay, he's just a piece of shit, claiming somebody who's done way more than he ever will in his entire lifetime is an idiot.
Before you start the video back up, I have to do full disclosure for Kara because she wasn't here earlier. I equated Jaren's wife singing with 2 female cats in heat and the rest of the Clowder fighting over them.
My goodness.
All right, so I would have gone close to that. I was thinking a cat and a badger in a pillowcase. That's what I would say.
So basically, Jaronism found the equivalent of a top 10 list, and he decided to make it into a musical.
So it would seem.
Okay. Wow.
And lucky us. Yeah, Kara, you missed the beginning of the Jaronism's presentation, and I congratulate you on your wisdom. None of us were smart enough to miss the whole thing.
I think we're going to get some more Jaren singing.
Yeah, I'll show up later next time.
You are see why I invite you? Very intelligent person. All right, here we go.
We salute you, Mr. Less Than Minimum Wage Billionaire who doesn't get overtime.
Mr. Minimum Wage Billionaire doesn't get overtime.
Are you motivated beyond just profit motive and racking up dollars? And
no, I'm a volunteer. I mean, I don't need the money. There's nothing. It's not like I'm sitting here saying I wish I could buy such and such a thing. I could buy it.
I pay cash for my toupee.
I get paid minimum wage. Actually, I don't get overtime.
You should be familiar with the labor law.
But not being motivated is not the same as saying that I think SpaceX shouldn't make money. In fact, it's very important that SpaceX is profitable, or we'll not be able to earn the money necessary to continue.
Thank you, Mr. Less Than Minimum Wage with no overtime guy.
Okay, it's over.
We're now going to be watching SES-10, a launch from just last week. And as I said, the cheering you hear is from employees who probably get a bonus for actually showing up and cheering like maniacs.
Okay, just like we said before, not only an assertion without evidence, also pure bullshit.
Because realistically, if it was actual fans, it would be the equivalent of a bunch of us getting together and going down to a construction site and then cheering like crazy because the guys are pouring concrete. Yeah! Pour that concrete! Concrete! Oh, let me see the roll. Is the pitch and roll?
Okay.
I think if this pouring of concrete were being done in 1276, you'd have a lot of people cheering. So you may not find it a particularly amazing piece of technology, Mr. Can't Quite Master the Secrets of a Laser Pointer, but the rest of us are not quite so dim.
The lightsaber.
I like your little tidbit on there. That was great.
All right, here we go.
They're trolling. Yes. Yes. Second stage hardening. It's second stage hardening.
Oh, no, you did not go to a Jaren sex tape.
Payload cooling is successfully separated. The MVAC engine continues to power the upper stage into the low.
Yes?
Actually, RJ here, when there are really complex, very tall structures where the difficulty of getting the concrete pumped up to the construction floor is super critical, and they're feared that they won't be able to pull it off, that the concrete might actually congeal in the tubes, although they don't necessarily break into cheering, but there is an enormous amount of enthusiasm of the people up on the construction floor when that occurs. So even on that little datum, poor Jaren is clueless.
So he's just not encountering much success here. All right.
He just doesn't understand that people have the ability to take pride in their work.
I'm fascinated by those little veins in there that they were popping up clearly after launch. And so I'm not at all sure that they're anything like a guidance tablet or a paddle. Do we know what those little puppies are?
They are actually steering using aerodynamics. At supersonic speeds, you don't want wings in that. You want as much surface area you can as in small areas you can. The best way to do that is with little guide fins like that.
All right.
And they are actually open. And they're actually open in order to actually reduce a little bit of the drag so that there's not too much stress on the little guidance fins.
Well, those guidance fins they don't produce a lot of drag. They're made just to direct the wind that's going over the craft. They actually rotate. And that's how it steers.
I think we can see that in this video.
I think so too.
Yeah, let's let it run.
But they're very thin. All those grids are very thin, and they just direct air in specific directions.
Yeah, they only need to do enough.
Yeah. And they still use RCS to help steer it more accurately and faster so the grids don't get that much stress. It's just they can't rely entirely on the RCS because there's not enough fuel in them. So they complement each other.
Well, you want to actually take advantage of the airstream that you can use that as a guidance principle by using these little guidance vanes.
Right, because the thicker the atmosphere gets, the less impact the RCS system is going to have.
Indeed, and these are the kind of things people can develop when they leave their basements, Jaron. See, I was gonna say leave their house, but for some reason I felt bad saying that.
I don't.
Okay, it's
I'm still hung up on the whole Jaronism sex tape thing they were trying to do with the whole second stage hardening.
Yeah.
Oh God.
All right.
Okay, moving on.
Usually this kind of talk is reserved for the Orphan Red vids. All right, here we go.
Earth parking orbit. Engine looks good. Their trajectory looks good. We're at T plus 4 minutes, and the flight continues to be go.
Those grid fins there are actually made of aluminum. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? And of course, the second
I don't know
stage
what they're
is
made
on
of.
its way to orbit, and
In fact,
the
I'd be
first
inclined
stage.
to think they aren't made of aluminum because we know that you couldn't make a craft that flies faster than Mach 2 out of aluminum because it melts.
I'm going to actually look that up. I'm curious what they're made of, since he just asserted they're made out of aluminum.
Yeah, check on that because I know that the Concorde was restricted to Mach 2 because anything higher than that, an aluminum melts, at least at up to 70,000 feet. So I'm inclined to think it ain't aluminum.
Yeah, I would assume it would have be some kind of alloy so that it would have a higher specific heat capacity.
Well, at the higher elevation, it might not be.
Take the principle. Go ahead, Car.
Well, when you're in that thin of an atmosphere, it may not be a problem. The Concorde is within the atmosphere, so it may not.
Although 7,000 feet
maybe
is still pretty thin. But I let's put it this way: I don't trust Jaron to be reporting anything accurately.
Yeah. Because
some I wouldn't too much doubt, though. I wouldn't doubt they might be a little.
The grid fins are titanium.
Bingo!
Because it has the color of aluminum. It's because it has the color of aluminum that JISM pretend that it's aluminum.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Certainly without evidence or research, they are made of titanium.
Yeah.
The Boeing 2707, their big supersonic plane that was going to beat out the Concorde, they were going to be flying at, I think, Mach 2.5, and then they discovered, nope, we're going to have to build the whole bloody ship out of titanium if we do that, and that just blew their budget. So they had to pull it back. So yeah, that wouldn't surprise me that they're using that kind of a metal. More chalk one up for Jaron's ability to research.
Okay, here we go.
It's on its left, is on its way to the drone ship. Of course, I still hate your guts, you dirtball liars. Now, listen as they begin to set up the magic trick, trying desperately to tell you why it is that we probably won't get any video. Have a listen.
We're going to try and narrate that for you as much as we can. We also might lose the video feed of the first stage as it re-lands on the drone ship, as we have seen happen before.
You can see that first stage coasting back right now. Sometimes we do 3 burn maneuvers, doing a boost back burn and then a re-entry burn and a landing burn. Today, we're just doing a re-entry burn and a landing burn. So what we're doing is we're catching that first stage with the drone ship as it makes its way out on a parabolic trajectory over the Atlantic Ocean.
Exactly. Now, since planet Earth is a sphere, as the rocket descends onto the drone ship, we lose the horizon. As it goes under the horizon line, the ground stations may lose the communication feed with the drone ship. So we're going to hopefully bring you live footage. We see what you see, and hopefully we'll all see a successful landing once again all together.
We do have cameras on the deck of Course I Still Love You, but they're on a satellite link. So again, those vibrations from that first stage coming down may jostle the satellite link, so we can't get all the video all the way down. Just be prepared for it. But right now we are still tracking that.
Perhaps SpaceX is a little bit behind the times. Maybe they've never heard of like a gimbal device that you could put the camera in that would actually have it not even notice that the drone ship was vibrating.
Okay, see, he's talking... no, I didn't call drink, did I? Greg, he's talking about the camera. That's not what they were just talking about. They were talking about maintaining the RF link to transmit the images. That's
the
what
camera.
they were talking
problem
about.
It's the feed.
They were not talking about the
and the
camera's
fact
going to be shaky.
That by definition, because of the speed the damn thing moves, their little area where the rocket's coming down ain't where their main installation is, and it's dropping below the horizon because the Earth is a curve.
Indeed. All right, so this is a historic event. Somebody write this down. Jaron was wrong. Okay, here we go.
Well, I mean, you have a lot of notebooks that say that, don't you?
Well, I mean, titanium and aluminum are like half a periodic table away from each other.
All right.
It's all CGI.
Indeed.
Periodic table CGI.
Here we go again.
You could get full video, and maybe they've never heard of having multiple video cameras.
It's not a camera
Sometimes they have helicopters, but only when they want them. Can't have it on the day that they're going to drop it on the drone there.
Oh, okay.
He wants them to have a vehicle in the ambient air flying around while a rocket is landing.
I believe that's what he said, yes.
Because that won't mess with the atmosphere or anything. And if the rocket... That's it.
In this project is to impress Jaron.
Yeah, that's we covered up. That's what they're supposed to be doing. That should be the first and foremost thought in their minds. How to put Jaron at ease.
Well, they put some penguins on the launch pad while they're at it.
Oh, see, I'd go to see that. All right, here we go.
Dancing penguins, and they could dance with his wife.
Oh, wait, no, they'd all die. No, I would not go see that. All right, here we go.
How else can you trick the wife to get on the platform?
There you go. All right. Okay, see, there was a joke to be made here, but I'm not going to.
There is always jokes to be made.
All right, see, how can you trick her to get on the platform? Once the rocket lands, it does look amazingly like a pole. It's a stripper joke, everybody. To me, it was hilarious. Okay,
and then we bring in Canadas with the wacka 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 music.
Indeed. All right. Yeah, there's been a lot going on out of Berkeley. I could see why he would be fairly busy of late. All right, let us continue.
Of course, I still hate your guts, you dirty liars.
And we hear the call out. We have start of entry burn. This burn will last just under 20 seconds. And shutdown. Entry burn. Looks like we've got a good burn.
This is such a sad hoax. How many times are they going to mention the drone?
Okay, Kara, you're up.
This is such badass footage. Okay, continue.
Now, hold on. Leave it on that frame. Leave it on that frame.
Okay.
Look to the right grid fins. What color are they turning?
Oh, we're getting a little orange glow.
Yes, we are.
Almost.
I've never noticed that before. Thank you, Jaron.
That's cool.
It's good that we stopped at this point. We could have missed that.
That is amazing. Thank you very much, Jaron, for proving aerodynamics and how they cause friction.
Absolutely. If he didn't say something ridiculous, nobody would have called Drake, and we would have missed this. All right, here we go.
Ship name of course I still hate you, you dirty liars.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
how often are they going to make excuses
Wow.
for the fact that no video feed will be present due to the shaking of the ship or due to the curvature of the Earth?
It's burning the paint off of it.
This is not good enough for Jared. All right.
or some other nonsense, and the whole hoax isn't even done well. You can
Got a
watch
brain,
this girl's face as soon as they find out or see that it's landed. Watch the two hosts look at each other. They are at war with their inner beings because they know something is up.
So he's psychic now.
They put it.
Oh yes, he is. He is. Well, you know that show Bull, where the guy is able to spot all the little ticks and cues. Well, we have a version of that. Jaron bullshit.
I'm just wondering if he did the whole Vulcan mind meld.
All right. Let's see what his objection is here.
This first stage's re-entry burn has just completed. Looks like the video isn't moving right now. Like we said, we're going to have some difficulty getting video as it makes its way down underneath the horizon from our ground stations. But coming up very soon is going to be that landing burn. That's the final burn that happens just a few hundred feet off the deck of our drone ship. Of course, I still love you.
Yeah. Now that drone ship you see on the right-hand side of your screen, that is live footage. And like we said, it's out in the Atlantic Ocean. So we're going to try and maintain that steady feed as the rocket descends, which is just in a couple of seconds here. Like I said before, literally just 4 or 5 seconds after we have stage landing, we should have indication as to the second engine cutoff, meaning that the second stage with SES-10 is in good orbit. Right now, we're just watching our screen here.
Okay. RJ, you're up.
Yeah, RJ, I thought it occurred to me when Jaron was dithering on about the supposed gimbal mount that you could put on the camera, that would not necessarily compensate for the fact that it is a platform at sea that is moving up and down because of the waves, and that gimbal wouldn't necessarily compensate for that at all in terms of connecting up with any vibrations that the main thing does with the sea. So,
the thing is he's saying that the camera needs a gimbal. What he's wanting to say is the satellite feed dish needs a gimbal.
So the satellite needs a gimbal.
That's what he's trying to imply. But he's
I wonder what would happen if we put shock absorbers on the satellite.
Well, the problem is the entire barge is being pushed by the thrust from the rocket. And that puts the dish out of alignment with the satellite.
That action-reaction stuff of all the thrust that's coming down from a craft that's still got quite a lot of weight to it.
Okay, so the ocean
and we know
needs shock absorbers.
Really? Right.
Yes.
And okay. And Jaron is basically saying physics is fake news. That's what he's saying. All right. That's good.
To see
Let's watch on your screen. Looks like we may not have continuous video feed from the drone ship right now. Like we said, this is expected. We don't currently have direct line of sight with that drone ship. We only have a satellite link, and as it gets down kind of close, that Merlin engine can vibrate the satellite link. And sometimes we can lose video. So just stay put here. We're going to let you know.
Now, hold on.
Holding.
Did I not call that the engines are pushing the ship and messing with the satellite alignment?
In fact, you did.
So Jaron misses that part entirely, doesn't he? He hasn't said a damn thing.
We gotta wonder how that could not occur to him. I mean, it's not a gentle thing. So, all right, there we go.
See, something I wish actually that SpaceX or something like this would do. They're not under any obligation to do it, but something I wish they would do is mainly just to fix this problem of the satellite feed thing. It just have kind of more post-production sort of video feed where they just set the camera up and just set it to record, and they don't have it stream it live, so that way it doesn't run into the same kind of problem. I'm guessing it would run into other problems, but
wouldn't it be easier just to put Jaron in the next rocket?
No, to address Hello, they actually do that. The camera still keeps recording, and they can actually show the landing better with the recorded video. What they could do to fix the live video problem is actually just have a microwave transmitter on the barge leading to one of the spotter ships, and then the spotter ship doing the satellite uplink. That would solve their problem, but it actually just adds cost.
Yes, it does. Alrighty. No doubt there'll be some complaint that these folks are happy. Let's see.
So looking for that inner war.
So just stay put here. We're going to let you know.
He framed in on her, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
I'm assuming that they're also getting a lot of telemetry data. You can see back behind them a series of screens. I'm assuming that's telemetry data, not camera feeds. So they're looking at the numbers that are coming in on where the rocket is, and that's why they can go cheery, cheery, happy, happy, even though they don't actually have a physical view of the camera, because they're looking at the data coming from the ship, how far it is off the ground, et cetera, I'm assuming.
I think they probably have both.
Indeed. All right.
And Jaron pays attention to neither.
There may be far distant views of it too. It's not the only camera.
Yeah, I suspect they're
don't know,
going on
though.
the telemetry and more than anything, though.
That could be, yeah.
All right.
You should see by now the absolute obvious hoax that is SpaceX. If not, keep watching. I'm betting by the end of this video you'll be on team FakeX, not team fanboys scream for nothing.
Okay, what's the bet exactly?
I'll take that bet.
Yeah, what is the bet?
How much is he willing to bet?
What do I win? If I'm not convinced, what do I win? That's what I would like to know.
The video ends.
You win a free song from Mrs. Jaron.
No, he'll had it. That is a win. This video ending is definitely a win. All right, here we go.
Radical change we have altered the future of spaceflight.
Now, I mean, obviously, you can tell the crowd is very excited here in Hawthorne, California. Our team at the Launch and Landing Control Center in Cape Canaveral has also been watching, and we're going to see if we can get in touch with Elon, who's been watching along with the launch flare, and see what he has to say.
And up next, we have Mr. Next Level Genius himself. Pay attention, he doesn't know he's going live to begin. And when he leaves, it's pretty funny as well. Enjoy.
All right. Is it really going to be funny this time? Because the last time he announced there was something hilarious coming up. First, he had to announce it. Secondly, nothing happened. Let's see if all right. Let's see.
3, 2, 1, go. All right, well, we just had an incredible day today. The first reflight of an orbital class booster did its mission perfectly, dropped off the second stage, came back and landed on the drone ship right in the bullseye. It's an amazing day, I think, for space as a whole, for the space industry. It means you can fly and refly an orbit class booster, which is the most expensive part of the rocket. This is going to be ultimately a huge revolution in spaceflight. It's the difference between if you had airplanes where you threw away an airplane after every flight versus you could reuse them multiple times. So it's been 15 years to get to this point. It's taken us a long time. A lot of difficult steps along the way, but I'm just incredibly proud of the SpaceX team for being able to achieve this I think, incredible milestone in the history of space. Yeah, I'm sort of at a loss for words, but it's really a great day, not just for SpaceX, but for the space industry as a whole, and proving that something can be done that many people said was impossible. Thank you.
Was this the incredibly funny part?
Okay. Well, yeah, where was the hilarity? Did I miss it?
Maybe you think
Exit
walking
stage
off
right.
a frame at the end was somehow comical.
Well, I see the humor in that.
Yes, he was supposed to go off the other direction. He didn't know that was part of the script from the mind-controlling gerbils.
Caught. Okay.
I don't know.
Looks like we have another musical interlude coming. You know, that one blanket apology I issued at the beginning of this, that may not do it.
You need another blanket?
Nope.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Here it comes.
Yeah. Actually, quick thing for Elon Musk's exit. I think he was expecting him to take off and then land somewhere else, like at a landing pad, like far off in the east somewhere.
What gets me is why is Jaron not amazed with the technology involved? Hell, one of my oddball hobbies is robotics. I was just thrilled to death when I made a ground-based, self-balancing robot that only had 2 wheels, and it could balance itself. This is doing something flying through the air, doing the same thing. How could he not be impressed with this?
Has Jaron actually done anything? So he's not really in a thing where he would have a sympathy with people who actually do things.
He's really good at moving.
I'm not even willing to.
That's mean. All right. Now let us start the musical interlude that it might end.
Jaronism presents Next Level Genius.
Next level genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Cliche saying, overly repeating guy.
Mr. Cliche saying, over-repeating guy.
Well, it's like the 90s version. Just do it. That's
was super original.
Just showing up is half the battle. Just you got to try hard to do it, and don't be afraid of failure.
For God's sake.
Yes.
Drink.
Okay. Sounds urgent.
Yeah, Hill can come in after a minute, but I got to put in the thing. Jaron is the one telling us about the overly repetitious guy, this guy who makes these bald assertions again and again and again and again and again, is complaining about poor Elon Musk having a little bit of a stammer problem when he's overcome with emotion, and the big thing that he'd been working for finally worked out, and he's not necessarily a quick thinker on the fly. Anyway, jump in, Hillel.
Yeah, that.
All right, that I gotta say, Hill, that was a little anticlimactic. Usually, you have more deep thoughts to give us.
You exited as effectively as the humorous part of Elon Musk.
Well, yeah, basically, just Jaronism doesn't understand how people can have pride in their work, and when it works, that they can appreciate it and love it and cheer it on when it doesn't explode.
Well, Hill,
Because Jaron doesn't know what pride is.
Well, I was going to say, Hill, in order to have pride in your work, you have to have work.
Or accomplishment, yeah.
Or accomplishments
Yeah, we saw his laser pointer video. I mean, this is a guy that does not have a great deal of accomplishment under his belt.
It's no measure of accomplishment to become a Jaronism. I'm sorry.
No.
I would tend to agree. All right.
Even on a flat Earth, Jaronism is not a great accomplishment.
All right.
I mean, he's accomplished a lot, but it's nothing you want to be proud of. Like, it's not something worthy of pride.
All right. I figured you all out. You all out. You guys are now just saying stuff so the song doesn't start again, aren't you?
Yes, we're trying to delay. We're trying to delay the musical interlude.
I'd rather insult Jaron than listen to that.
I got another delay tactic for you. You might want to check out the chat because it's become kind of like a ad hom slinging match, and it's getting pretty nasty.
Oh my!
You should put a moderator.
Indeed.
Hey, what?
I volunteer.
You volunteer?
Oh yes.
All right. Let's see here.
I'm not sure. I haven't been watching it for long. It's just I know that it's getting pretty nasty. I'm not sure who the instigator was. I'm not sure who's carrying it.
Well, before we start booting people, why don't we try saying, "Hey, everybody in the chat, be nice. We're a big family, etc., etc."
Hey, come on, guys! Can't we work this out? Anyone want a muffin or something?
Yeah, really. All right. You know what? All right. Geez, Tao, you haven't said anything in the chat for a while. Say something in the chat so I can click on you and.
Tao.
Ah, there he is. All right. We'll go to you. And we will add you as a mod.
Yep.
Look at you. Actually volunteered for mod. People run when you say who wants to be a mod. Tao, you just won a Darwin fish, my friend.
Well, at least you will. I will spare you my terrible accent. So I will watch what's going on in the chat.
That's very kind of you, but hopefully we won't need that. Folks, be kind, rewind.
Wow, that's a reference that nobody in this chat is going to understand.
Right, but
If you're mean drunk, maybe just drink half the time. Every other time.
That's the Schrodinger drinking. It's simultaneously drinking and not drinking.
Not just as say so, Side Strike. When DVDs first came out, video stores actually used to put that sticker on the box. I'm just saying, I've run into Hollywood videos that had Be Kind Rewind on a DVD.
That is frightening. Actually, that was just a reference to the Men in Black movie.
Yeah. Of course, I remember laser discs and even CED discs. So, boy, that's ancient days.
And we're still trying to avoid that song starting up again, aren't we?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
4 and 7
What song?
years
Where's
ago.
my mute button?
All right, that's it. Trust me, cat and a badger in a pillowcase. Here we go.
You also need to be rooted in reality. So you shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's easy to get high in your own supply.
Smoke one if you got 'em.
As Scarface said. You've got to.
Can I get an amen?
Not be afraid to innovate, but also don't delude yourself into thinking something's working when it's not. Or you're going to get fixated on a bad solution.
6 of one and half a dozen of the other.
Yeah, and I think also just don't be afraid of new arenas. You can get a book, you can learn something, and experiment with your hands and
Better late than never.
make it happen. Find a way or make a way to
Hindsight's 20/20. Money makes the world go round. Boys will be boys. All is fair in love and beggars can't be choosers.
Did they forget how to edit?
Words of wisdom.
It's happened
She's talking
before.
over herself.
It's happened
That's because
before.
Jaron is just such an editing genius.
Next level genius.
Maybe he thought it was an artistic effect. We don't know.
Well, normally I could buy that, but I've seen Jaronism videos and his wonderful editing skills. This was a screw up. Like always.
Maybe he thought it was artsy.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Maybe it's that. Maybe we'll, give him the benefit of the doubt.
Let's say that's what he was going for.
Yeah.
He wanted to end with 3 clouders going after those 2 cats.
All right. The song can't go on forever. Here we go.
Cliche saying and over repeating guy.
So,
There you
believe
go.
what you want, but next time when SpaceX does another magic trick, maybe you'll think back and say, Jaron told me so.
Well, Jaron's given us no evidence to believe that's the case. That's really all we ask. You're asserting this is all a fraud.
Yeah.
Just demonstrate how.
Because it certainly seems...
not even how, but just that it is. How you can do how later.
Yeah, and then I'd be interested in why as well. Why is also a good one, and not just for rockets in general.
Why is too easy?
But it's
And why would you advertise that you're making something cheaper if you have no intention of sending anyone into space? Or making it easier to get to space? Like, they're making it easier, and that's somehow proof that we can't get there.
Indeed. If you announce that kind of thing, people are going to start asking you to do it, and then you have a problem. So.
Exactly. Like, the closer you get to making it affordable, the more of a problem you have. So why would they make it more affordable?
Yeah, and plus he's implicitly saying not merely that Elon Musk is a fraud, but all nations everywhere with space programs in China, in India, in Russia, and the Europeans, the French, and others that have launched stuff into space, that every single one of them is a fraud too.
Yes, and to think back to the Apollo missions, I'm sure Russia would have been perfectly happy just going along with the United States hoax. I'm sure they wouldn't have said boo if NASA was just pulling a fast one.
Why wouldn't the Russians have done their hoax first, so that they would film on the sound stage to beat the Americans to the moon on their sound stage?
Indeed. In which case, we would not have called them out either. Of course.
Being American ingenuity, we were much better at building sound stages.
That's
yeah, we have the superior Hollywood there. But it's fascinating to see how utterly arbitrary his argument is. The man is perfectly happy with thinking that one side of the screen is a digital thing or a faked shot, but that the people involved, why doesn't he assume that the people involved are in fact audio animatronic or digital simulations or green screen? Why does he assume any of it's real? That he decides to treat some things as real and other things not, without ever giving us any criteria for believing that any of what he says is real.
You're not saying that Jaronism's judgment can't be trusted, are you?
Oh, Pheno 3000. RJ, if the Russian gig was a hoax, the U.S. would not have said anything. Well, in the real world, of course they would have, because they would have recognized, wait a minute, we got a suspicion going on here. But just likewise the other way around, why wouldn't the Russians have said it was a hoax? The Russians never made the slightest peep that we had any doubt about the moon landing. They would have had tracking radar to tell whether or not that was happening. There's a whole network of things that the conspiracy theorists have to posit was going on, that if they thought about it, they would have to realize that it didn't make sense. But they don't get to that thinking about stage, and we've been seeing that not thinking about stage all the way through all of Jaron's videos.
And now a music.
So is that the first stage or the second stage?
Yeah, he has multiple stages, and we get to, and his wife are the little rocket spurts that spew out every once in a while, so we get to hear a song.
Indeed. All right. Hopefully that's the last of the songs. Here we go.
Seems like something's up with these landings. There's no reason why we should lose the video feed every time.
Okay, you can drink if you want. It's not really a drink moment. There's no reason that Jaron can understand. He left off the last part of his sentence.
Yeah, he's left out a small qualifier. But then again, like there was a thing that was once said about Eric von Daniken, that I think Carl Sagan says that Eric von Daniken thinks that everything he can't understand has to be ancient astronauts, and since he understands practically nothing, he sees ancient astronauts everywhere, and that applies to Jaron, I think.
Yeah.
Oh no, I saw one of those last week. In fact, last week, because I couldn't be here for movie night, I was going to the March for Science myself. So and so to make up for the fact I couldn't be here, I watched a few other things, and one of them was Ancient Aliens, and I just found myself yelling at the screen the whole time.
The pornography part on the History Channel there.
Yeah, basically.
Now the real question, Hillel, is when you were watching that video, did you constantly find yourself yelling "drink"?
I did.
And Patchwork, yes, this is still the first video.
Actually, I do the ineffective drink, because whenever I have watched some of those to analyze, which I have done occasionally, I'm using the freeze frame a lot. To be able to stop the thing so I can start pondering and looking at the little details and writing down stuff so I can do the research of it. So yeah, I do the equivalent of a drink on that all the time.
So RJ, you basically do this show. You basically do this show by yourself, is what you're saying, at home.
Yeah, that shows you how fucked up I am.
Oh my. That is pretty shocking. And all right. Here we go.
I'm just at the second that the rocket hits the barge. So, till next time.
Oh!
I thought you'd play us out.
Presents Next Level Genius.
Next Level Genius.
Oh, it's not
Today
over.
we salute you, Mr. Boring as Hell, stater of the app.
Okay, here's the weird part. He just announced, okay, thanks, that was great. Ooh, thanks for watching, right? Is that not what he said?
I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
Yeah, like acting as if this were the end. We're just about 26 minutes into a 46-minute video.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Are you kidding me?
Oh, well, now I'm actually. What does he do for like the longest? What is he going to run end credits?
I really don't know.
Like the back end of a Jurassic Park movie where it runs on for like 40 minutes of credits.
Yeah, he just said goodbye.
I'm curious what he could possibly put in for 20 minutes after he said thank you for watching.
No, curiosity consume.
It's that morbid curiosity.
Maybe curiosity will kill that cat that keeps singing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll see, I guess. All right, I guess I have to click play, don't I? All right, here we go.
Absolute obvious guy.
Boring as Alan Stater of the obvious guy.
Well, I mean, those are pretty different personalities, between Gates and Jobs and Allison. I think all three of those were technologists, but with different types of skills.
Can I get a pillow?
Jobs was obviously very good with.
Could it be this? Could it be 20 minutes of criticizing a guy who is in his life so far has accomplished more than 100 gerunds will ever accomplish? Could it be this?
And doesn't have that dancing patter that Jaron does.
Also, just because you think something is boring doesn't mean what he's saying isn't intelligent.
Indeed. I mean, hell, you guys keep talking to me.
Really, the more intelligent it is, the more boring it's probably going to be, because it's probably going to be mostly technical jargon.
So I take it Jaron's never been to a symposium before.
Exactly.
I think that's a good bet.
Hey, could that Flat Earth conference coming up in, where is it, North Carolina, could that be considered a symposium? Yeah. Is that happening?
Yeah, but you
in a bizarro world, maybe.
Oh, no, there's a thing. I heard there was
wait till you see how much they're charging per head.
That you could consider it a technical conference in a bizarro world. That would have to be the criteria. You'd have to put that little footnote in.
I thought you meant if it was occurring at all, and I didn't know. I heard that it was proposed, and then it was moving ahead, and all that sort of thing.
Oh, please no.
But
they've booked the room for selling tickets.
That's the way they did in the 19th century. I would be at all surprised that they can rent a Holiday Inn meeting room occasionally to come in and convive.
We got to get.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. They've booked the room. That much is verified, and they're selling tickets.
Okay, we got to get somebody. We got to get somebody there. and don't worry, Hill's going to trick me into doing it again by implying he's going to do it, and then it'll be just me. No, I have not forgotten. I have not forgotten the Equinox Hill.
I see. You keep saying, okay, rant time. You keep saying that I tricked you into it and then I didn't do it. I did do it. I did do it. It partially just wasn't very good because of extremely poor weather.
Okay. I'm still gonna tease.
One of my favorite things can be ruined by a fucking cloud. Fuck you, clouds.
Damn clouds. That cloud probably wasn't there in the ISS looking the other direction.
I'd like to say
clouds have
cloud
problems before Jared.
See, I didn't have my laser pointer on me. That would have helped.
Yep, that's the lightsaber is needed. Absolutely.
We need a guy that can make clouds go away.
If you don't have a laser pointer, get some vinegar and spray it in the air.
Oh yeah.
All right. Patchwork has a suggestion. She suggests we jump ahead a bit to see if it's all just this foolishness or if there's anything real.
I concur.
I'm okay.
What I'm afraid of is that I'm afraid he didn't actually say this is the end. I think he was just doing the usual, just a kind of what we would consider a typical this is the end rant of, hey, next time you go somewhere, it'll be an I told you so. But I feel like he's going to keep going through the list of the 7 times the next level genius thing.
All right.
Yeah. Jaron, of course, is just the right person to be telling us how repetitive poor Elon Musk is.
Indeed.
As he repeats the same stupid little gig over and over.
Yeah,
I'm
just
surprised.
do like 3-minute jumps.
All right, not a problem. Here, we'll do, okay. 3 minutes ahead. Pink. Oh, look, there's something different. Let's back this up. Oh, no, there's stuff going on. Oh, there's stuff.
Ooh.
Okay, let's try.
Oh, that was probably the landing for the rocket.
All right, here we. Oh, there's stuff. Okay, this looks like it would be the end of the singing part.
Okay, pull out your pocket calculators.
I'm okay with skipping the singing part.
Yeah. That's we've jumped past. I believe we've jumped to just the end of that. Let's get a little bit more forward. There we go.
How much torture do you want to inflict on us, poor people?
I'm in a really bad mood. How do you know I'm in a really bad mood? I'm awake. Here we go. Yeah, see, there's the end. All right, now what's this?
Okay, let's think this out now. We're looking at an
Okay, let's think that you already said goodbye, Jaron.
animation of the globe from SpaceX. And I really think that we need to logically kind of hash this out So bear with me.
Drink.
Okay. It was his Sean. It was his use of the word logic, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
I think that's more an implied drink.
No, that
kind of
is
goes
you
without
got to
saying.
be so cold drunk to listen to him use the word logic. For God's sakes.
Absolutely.
You almost need a copy paste answer every time he says logic. It's like, okay, drink, paste, unpause.
Yeah, it's too bad we're not doing that ham thing
Logic
anymore.
is a Pavlovian trigger when it comes to Jaron.
Remember the show where we were calling bacon? That started.
Now,
if we're going to be watching,
here, just out of curiosity, it's looking like something is involving Hawaii that is coming across in an orbit that's going around. So I'm not entirely sure. Where by the way, is I thought he was launching his stuff from.
I don't think that's Hawaii. I think that's the Caribbean, and over to the right, that's the western end of Africa.
Ooh,
right.
That's interesting.
Because if this is the same rocket, it launches from Cape Canaveral.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
But that still would explain why the lines are going, because I'm under the impression that the thing should be coming down, unless it's coming down orbitally the other direction.
The second stage that went on into orbit. Mayhaps.
Right. Let us see.
Well, we'll see whether Jaron bothers to explain what it is we're seeing. Let's find out.
Okay.
They say to get into orbit, you have to be going 17,500 miles per hour. Okay. Now, anyone know how fast a normal bullet is?
Oh, good. Some incredulity.
Very fast.
Oh, yeah. As long as he doesn't start the baseball reference. What was it? Baseball to Alpha Centauri?
Oh, he's moved on to football, it looks like.
Yeah, so it would seem. Baseball to Alpha Centauri, jackass.
Bullet would be 2,000 miles per hour, so let's take that. So at 2,000 miles per hour, how far do you think a bullet would travel in 1 second? Would it be a football field? How about 4 football fields? It's actually 10. So the answer is 10 football fields in 1 second with a 2,000 mile per hour bullet.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
10 football fields, that's 3,000 feet per second. Not many bullets go that fast, son.
Yes, but I'm trying to find out why he thinks it's important to tell us this information. Where is his little tiny pea brain going on this one?
I'll bet it's more.
Where he's going with this one.
It's got to be more argument from incredulity that things can't go that fast or some such foolishness.
It's going to be him not understanding scale and what he's seeing in the ISS footage.
Ooh, that would be a first. That's exactly what we accuse him of in all of his diagrams. Not understanding scale at all. All right.
Yeah, that's exactly where he's going. I'm sure. Go ahead.
Okay, let's.
I think he lined up in this image. I think he lined up the football field the wrong way. Yep, he did. Fucking idiot.
Okay, let it be noted, Hill is not pleased.
In this image, he has them going the short end of the football field, not from the end zone to end zone, but from
sideline to sideline.
Oh my God!
Wait, seriously?
Yes.
Wait, back up in the video just a few seconds, because he has.
No, in the previous image, he just shows one football field, but in this one, where he has them lined up, the wrong way.
Jeez, why didn't he line them up like vertically? That way the bullet would be moving at faster than the speed of light.
Oh my God.
All right.
The breakneck speed of flat Earth research.
Indeed. Here we go. Moving on.
So now, this is where we can prove NASA, SpaceX, and fanboys.
Okay, note the use of the word prove. Be prepared. Here it comes.
Are a little bit insane. Think about it. A rocket, and we're talking just a regular rocket going into orbit at 17,000.
A regular rocket.
As opposed to an irregular rocket?
Not that there are no regular rockets. It's a goddamn controlled explosion. There's nothing regular about it.
1,500 miles per hour.
What is a regular rocket?
I don't know. They all look pretty damn special to me.
Well, look at that one. That's a perfect example of just a regular.
Yeah.
That's what every rocket looks like. I mean, come on.
Yeah, you're right.
I want a Chesley Bonestell rocket.
Oh, sorry, what?
I want a Chesley Bonestell rocket. Boy, that's an obscure reference.
Oh yeah, I'm
The
lost.
guy that did all the illustrations back in the early Werner von Braun 1950s days.
Oh yeah. Okay. Here we go.
Do you
I
think
want
that
an
rocket
Enterprise.
could go in 1 second? 40 football fields? 80 football fields? The correct
Still has them
answer
fucking
is
lined up the wrong way.
86 football fields in 1 second.
Okay, so what's your point?
Really think about that for a second, and you might come to the same conclusion I have. And that conclusion is...
Hold on. Back that up.
You're not doing that old rap song, are you?
No. Back it up to where he showed his conclusion about how many football fields per second.
That would be this.
Where he actually
One more
frame.
frame.
More text.
Oh, you're just giving me a hard time because you know this video is small. How about that?
Okay, 17,000 miles per hour. Let's see. A football field is 300 feet. Oh, calculator.
Well, it depends. Are you doing end zone to end zone or sideline to sideline?
Okay, and even if you're doing it in your head, make the key press sounds so we all feel smart.
You screwed me up, damn you.
Okay, what's the answer?
Oh, he says that 17,500 miles an hour is 86 football fields every second.
It's 24,933 feet per second, I think.
And surprisingly, he's actually pretty damn close.
Okay.
So we divide by a foot.
He's over by 240 feet per second. So it's actually 85.1 or 2 football fields, but yeah, close enough, I guess. He just rounded up in a weird way.
Okay, now try it from sideline to sideline.
How wide is a football field?
I don't know the answer to that.
Google.
Oh boy, I'm trying to think. Well, it's probably I think proportionally it's at least let me see. It's 300 feet long, so it's about 150. Yeah, about 100 feet wide, something like that.
No, because then it would be going 8,600 feet per miles per second.
It's 100. Google says it's
8.6 miles per
160 feet wide.
Anyway, his football analogy is supposed to be showing that rockets cannot travel in principle that fast. Now, how is he going to make that astonishing leap?
It's going to be. It's going to be the argument from incredulity, definitely.
Okay, with 86 football fields side to side, going by sidelines like he's got them drawn there, that would
Fucking
be
idiot.
that would be 13.7 miles per second. Or wait, no, that's 13,000 feet per second. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Divided by 5280. 2.6 miles per second. Yeah, that is way slow for the ISS.
No, it's.
I'm not sure he's got the football field perpendicular because it looks like there were like 5 on each side, so that would be 10 altogether. But anyway, it doesn't matter. It's terms of the numbers he needs to play with and to why an object can't travel fast.
Yeah, we haven't gotten to that yet. I'm sure
His number is accurate enough. It is 83.
It's good enough.
Miles per hour. The translates. Hold on.
Feet per second. 83 football fields per second. Yeah.
71750.
If he drew them end zone to end zone, he would actually be correct. It would be 4.8 miles per second.
Cool.
Yeah, 85.55.
Okay. And I would advise all of you to not attempt even rudimentary math until the effect of those songs has worn off.
True. He did do correct math, but he is about to make a pretty big fallacy here.
Yeah.
So let him continue.
All right, here we go.
I have.
Okay, put it nicely.
And that conclusion is, and it's, let me see how I can say this nicely, it's bullshit.
That's
it?
it. That's his rebuttal. That's his rebuttal.
So no. You
Drink.
need to show satellite footage showing that it doesn't represent this. Because a fixed camera and something in orbit would show this directly, and you could show it. And if you can't, then you have a problem.
He just said that moving at a certain speed is bullshit.
That's pretty much what he said.
That's all he did. It's like, no, you need to show it. So let's see him show it. He needs to
All
freaking
right.
show it. Please
There,
show
you
it.
see, there may be showing after this. This may not be the
He
last.
better. Yeah, let him. See if he does.
Let's see what he has to say. I suspect he won't, but he might.
I don't
Here
think
we
he
go.
will.
I'm sorry, there's no way.
Do you think
I can
like the
believe
speed
that.
of light is like 34 football fields or something?
Light can't go that fast. It's a scam.
I feel like I'm being taken for a hoax. Just think about it. Do you really think a rocket with some jet fuel flying out the back can move a huge, heavy metal contraption?
Okay. Sean, you're up.
A rocket with jet fuel coming out its back. Jet fuel.
Really?
Yeah, they filled that little old puppy up with kerosene there, and they're going to launch that little rocket off, not using any of that oxygen stuff or any of that other material, hydrazine or some of that old fancy shit that those scientists.
For God's sakes, it's not rocket science. I mean, it shouldn't be a big puzzle that rockets don't use. What the? Oh God, they don't use plane fuel. They use rocket fuel.
Why doesn't he use an even more parochial example? His lawnmower fuel.
Okay, big difference between plane.
I can't fill my rocket up with my stuff I get up at the Jiffy Lube. I put that in there, and it don't go no farther than just a couple feet.
Well,
okay.
I don't understand why my wood burning stove don't take off like a rocket.
Yeah.
Okay, so big difference between plane fuel and rocket fuel is that rocket fuel has to carry oxygen with it because planes can just use the oxygen and mix it with their fuel, and then oxygen in the abundant atmosphere, mix it with their fuel. You got power. Rockets, they can't do that. They can't just suck in air, which is why rockets don't come equipped with air intakes. So instead, they have to basically keep the oxygen in a separate tank and then mix it and then combust them so they come out the back. You can't just.
You're getting too nominal on it.
You can't use plane fuel. It would literally not work.
So you would never get over the. You would never get over the.
It would not take off. It would never get over the Kervison.
I guess the next question we got to ask Jaron is leaded or unleaded?
yeah, there we go. It uses that super high octane stuff in there. You know, that's why you can prove that rockets aren't real because I've never seen one fueling up at the Chevron station.
And although
I'm really enjoying imagining a rocket pulling up to a gasoline station.
That's what I was just
on a platform. You pull them up on the rocket platform and take the little thing out. You go in with the credit card in there, you know, and they say, "Excuse me, but we have to have prepayment."
Well, let's
get premium for a rocket.
Let's not rail too much against kerosene being used as a propellant because it was. All right, here we go.
Yeah, for some of the earlier rockets.
Indeed.
But it still had an oxidizer and high pressure system.
Yes, absolutely. But all right, so I don't think anybody missed the boat on this one. I think everybody was assuming it was going to be argument from incredulity and basically the Russian vids argument. Look at how fake this is, and lo and behold, that's what it was. Unless he comes out with something in the next couple of seconds, that's what it is.
Rob, 10 million gallons of unleaded, please, and a pack of cigarettes.
All right, let's. In all fairness, let's let it go. He may reveal something in relation to this, or he may just jump topics. Let's see.
Or we may get a song
at a speed of 86 football fields in 1 second. Well, if you believe in space travel and you believe in orbits and you believe in satellites and you believe in SpaceX and you believe in NASA
you believe
and JAXA,
in speed.
Roscosmos, then you absolutely believe that there's a way that we can move crafts that fast. To me,
okay, he made a bet earlier, and he is not moving in the direction that would indicate a future win. That's all I need to say about that, I think.
And just to put a little thought experiment here, the Concorde, which is not a rocket ship, it is in fact a jet plane, and it does use actual jet fuel, manages to fly at 1,500 miles an hour for 3.5 hours without running out of fuel, and it manages to go really, really fast that way. You think that a ship that's really not much bigger than that, if it's using a propellant with a bigger specific impulse, and like, have you calculated any of that stuff using the physics and chemistry degrees that you apparently do not have, Jaron?
Oh, and another big thing is rockets, at least for part of their flight, don't have air resistance to worry about. Planes obviously constantly have to battle against air resistance. You know, the atmosphere doesn't want them to keep going that certain ways. So, but rockets, they don't have that. No, less air resistance, less drag, more efficiency.
Now,
yeah, can I remember something in one of his earlier videos where he was putting up some little numbers where he was making incredulity arguments about the amount of force it's required to get a rocket into orbit, and he never actually bothered to offer any evidence for that being wrong?
I do not recall that.
No, I'm
he had that thing up where
I'm pretty sure I probably blocked it in my memory.
Complaining that they always calculate from sea level, like there was some weird thing, and they had the numbers about his specific impulses and all of that. Yeah,
right.
So theoretically, some of the numbers involved are lying under his eyeball at some point, but apparently have not percolated up to that brainstem and into that little game ball arcade up there in between his ears.
So it would seem. All right, and Sean, you've been trying to get something out for the last 2 minutes.
Well, you brought up his whole chemistry experience, and all I could think is, like, you know, when Missa told him that she was pregnant, I'm pretty sure that he went to his best friend and says, "Hey, Bob, sex makes babies."
Could very well be. All right,
and
now,
or maybe not. Maybe he might say that's just what they want you to believe. I'm not going to pay for the paternity suit.
One last call for drink, because Jaronism is always going on about how math doesn't match reality, except, of course, when it applies to speed-related sports references.
There you go.
All right, and let's see where we are now. Let's see. Sorry, not buying it. Of course you're not buying it. You've got no job. Okay, moving on.
Think about everything else that we see traveling at certain speeds. To me, I'm just not buying it. To me, when I watch the shuttle or a rocket take off, it seems to be crawling into the sky like a helium balloon.
Okay, so it's immediate, it's instantaneous speed is not escape velocity. This is bugging him now.
We all know you're all very familiar with those powered helium balloons.
Yeah, and of course, apparently, this notion about acceleration, that in order to get up to a speed, it doesn't start out that way.
No,
I suppose you could launch something from a cannon like Jules Verne, but of course you'll turn your crew into an oil slick inside the craft, because it would have like 10,000 Gs. But so they have to kind of leave it down at the point where they're a little bit slower. But even so, you've still only got a limited amount of acceleration, and that Mr. Newton guy had kind of figured out how fast you need to go a long time before they actually built rockets. So don't you need to fill in that calculation thing to show that it's physically impossible to put enough fuel on a rocket to do what you claim it can't do? And until you do that, you ain't shown diddly, Jaron.
Jaron's argument is things accelerate, therefore a certain speed is impossible.
Yeah. I would. That's pretty much it, I would say.
Of course, because he is a flat earther, I guess telling him how fast the moon orbits the Earth won't be doing any good either.
Probably not. Probably not. All right. Here we go. And apparently the stupid is coming fast and furious, because we're not making nearly as much progress as we did earlier in this video. Here we go.
For somebody who managed to put in such a big thing at home.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, sorry. I was just saying, yeah, he's laying it on thick. It's very...
Indeed.
Jaron brings along his own trowel.
All right. Hopefully it'll lighten up so we can get through some of this. And remember, you all have the option of saying, "Screw you guys, I'm going home," anytime you like.
How much time is left on this video?
Let's see.
Too much.
I haven't worn a hole through my oven mitt yet, so I'm good.
It's all right. Good. We don't want.
I really hope he, in response to the helium balloon thing, I really hope he says, "I think that he thinks these rockets are just really big balloons."
He may.
Please.
Notice how I'm avoiding. Notice how I'm avoiding answering Sean's question.
Yes, I'm noticing that. Because if he's getting this hot and heavy this early in the video, we're in trouble.
There are a grand total of just under 16 minutes left.
16 minutes and he's going this thick already? Oh my God.
Yes.
This
and
is all what goes on after he said he was done.
This
And
is usually his conclusion where he crams like too many assertions in the last 2 minutes. We got 16 left.
And
I think we can make it.
Here, oh, really, Hill? Well, here's a little
I'm
more.
an optimist.
Here's a little more data
1
for you
minute.
then. Here's a little more data you might find interesting. We have 16 minutes left. Oh, that should be a breeze. We've just covered 29 minutes and 57 seconds in 2 hours and 1 minute. So how do you feel about those 16 minutes now, Hill?
Especially since you know Jaron's pattern for video making.
I do.
So we're gonna get, by the time we get to 10 minutes, we're gonna be like at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
I
really.
won't say anything for the next minute. I vow to not say anything.
Okay, and if you are forced to by the level of stupid coming from this video, it will of course be forgotten that you ever made such a claim. Do not worry. All right, and I don't think we're getting to homeopathy tonight, guys.
I don't say this lightly, but moving on.
Okay, moving on. Wait, moving on.
I want to see. No, I want to see the helium balloon part.
Oh, all right.
At the very least, the helium balloon part.
Okay, here. Sean, did you mean moving on? Get this off my screen. Get something else up, or did you mean?
No, as in push play. Just moving
push
on.
and play. Here we go.
It's
Moving
not
on.
moving at 86 football fields per second. And then I see it disappear off into the distance, basically no different than an airplane. Granted, an airplane goes level to the ground.
Drink.
Plane,
Up.
Drink.
Okay. All right, Sean, you're up.
How many times he says this? Look at this arc. It's going back into the ocean. Now he's saying it's disappearing just like an airplane. Does that mean all airplanes are going into the ocean?
Apparently so.
Going to follow the logic of his own position once in a while, which so far he hasn't been able to do very well. That would seem to be the direction he should have been going. There's no attempt to integrate information from one layer to another. Has he really studied how airplanes move at one speed at 600 miles an hour, flying at 20,000 miles an hour versus 20,000 feet, versus another craft that's about the same size as an airplane, maybe, but going up rather than out? And gradually getting smaller and smaller. What has he performed any experiments on that with his little laser pointer? I haven't seen any.
Oh, I know the answer. No, he is not. And I would like to congratulate you all. We have now made it 16 seconds further into this video.
Oh wow! I was going to say I thought it might be 20 seconds.
No. Ambitious. All right, here we go.
This is an attempt to lie to your face, so it's launched way up high in the sky, and it kind of creates a parabola.
Yeah, we got to start launching them low.
And you can believe whatever you want. And I'll believe whatever I want. But what it comes down to is I certainly can't see ever believing in that until it's shown proof. And if you think that this is going into space at 17,500 miles per hour, good for you. SpaceX is hiring. I, on the other hand, am not.
Is that Comic Sans?
Okay.
I want to drink before the song starts.
Okay. All right, you're up.
I think it was Comic Sans.
The rockets do not start off at 17,500 miles an hour. That doesn't happen until it achieves orbit.
Indeed.
It's traveling at that speed at the time it achieves orbit. In fact, it's way more complex than that, because if you try to reach 17,000 miles an hour too quickly, you end up somewhere other than the orbit that you wanted. If you don't do it fast enough,
I have to correct you. I have to correct you. It's not achieving the 17,500 miles an hour until it does its actual circularization burn. So by the time it does get to that speed, it is literally on the other side of the planet.
Oh yeah.
Because before it does that circularization, it's going still below that speed.
All right. This is obviously another song coming up. I guess
You can skip the songs.
Yeah, I didn't think I was going to hear any opposition to that. Here we go. Moving. I'm going to stop saying moving now. Moving. I lied. Here we go. I think we're at the end of it. Wait, are we? All right, I see people. You think this is still song?
It's still song.
Yeah, it's still
It's
got the
next
stu-
level
Oh, here we
Jesus
go.
song.
Here we go. The little bottle.
Oh god, if that's a laser pointer.
Let me get to the right spot here. What the hell? Okay, here's stuff. Okay, here we go.
Bullet. but weigh thousands of times more, carrying human beings inside them.
Okay, I guess we jumped a little ahead. Everybody figured out. From that
Again,
HD.
he's again back to the speed thing.
Football
thing
field,
is moving at speed.
Right, baseball to Alpha Centauri, that kind of crap. Okay, here we go.
Well, then I would believe it. But this is the kind of thing we're given here on the screen as proof of space travel. You are free to believe whatever you want. If you want to believe that R2-D2 is dancing around in the blackness of space on its way to the ISS, feel free. I will not stop you. However, you will not catch me joining you in that belief until I see evidence that proves it as true. I don't think some flimsy films that are always fuzzed over, snowed out. Go to the ISS Live and look at the past videos, and you'll see 9 out of 10 of them are washed over in some purple or magenta. It just simply doesn't make sense. It's 2017, and we still can't get an HD video of the Earth spinning from space. If that
Gotta be, it's got to be HD now. Did you hear that? It's got to be just a video from space. It's not good enough. It's got to be HD.
John, I'm pretty sure I just heard your eyes rolling.
Oh, you heard my eyes roll so far. They fell out of my ears, dude.
What's irritating is in the time that we've been watching this, I've downloaded 4K ISS footage that is fantastic.
Okay, this would be the stuff that we don't have, according to Jaron. Accurate?
So
yeah, and that apparently he decides it doesn't exist because he doesn't bother to look.
Yes.
Watching the sunset from orbit. This is freaking amazing.
All right. Let us continue.
then good for you. So be it. Enjoy it. I wish that I had the same eyes that you did so I could see what you see, because I see something completely different. I see...
Well, here's the thing. When you got bullshit in your eyes...
It's the brain connections that are the problem with you, Jaron, not the eyes.
Couple billion
and yes, I got to tip my hat to his Hollywood reference to try to imply that it's all done on a stage with the whole R2-D2 comment.
Indeed.
Circumnavigated the Earth east-west and basically won a Freemason, a cousin of the Queen, who circumnavigated north-south and took 4 years to do it. Something doesn't seem right about that.
Excuse me?
Oh, whoa. Yeah, let's have a drink there. This what heavens analogy is he?
I think that was a I think RJ just had a quadruple take.
RJ was at a loss for words.
Yagada. I mean, what possible leap is going on in his brain to try to refute the SpaceX thing by talking about some Briton who took 4 years not in a rocket to go north and south? I mean, was he? Who cares? Why is it even relevant to the point of issue?
It's a reference to something long ago, far away, that Jaronism did about a guy who did north to south circumnavigation. Freemason, whatever, stupid, fake. You're welcome. Now you don't have to watch it.
And it did thank. I will thank you for that. So, all right. I will now, just to get to the end of this.
I always love Freemasons when they circumnavigate the Earth. I mean, aren't they the only ones who ever try it?
Somebody's got to do it. I'm going to be more rigorously enforcing the moving on. Moving on.
I see so many other things that I just can't shake off. I used to be able to, but I can't anymore.
Shake it off.
They're glaring.
Shake it off.
When we're told that boats
really
go
fast,
over the
really
curve,
fast.
but you can go out and test and see that they do not, that it is because of perspective.
What?
It should make you question.
Wait, what?
How does what?
just let it slide.
All right.
People don't circumnavigate the Earth because of perspective.
Because of perspective.
Jaronism, stop becoming the parody that we make for you.
And remember, if perspectives are seen on a parabola filled with kerosene, then you can definitely find out that a new song can be made for his wife.
Indeed. I was about to say, none of us are needed. we could run this show just fine. Just let Jaronism talk. But then I
See,
thought
what
about
Jaronism
it.
just did is what he would refer to as an own goal. He's so keen on.
I'm getting Weltschmerz and Schadenfreude all at once with poor Jaron.
Indeed. Oh, I just figured out why we are needed. Yes, Jaronism is self-refuting, but why are we needed? To skip past the songs. All right. Moving on. Here we go.
Why you were taught something was true when it is not. Why were we taught water goes down the opposite way in the southern hemisphere versus the northern if it's not true? So
yeah, I think that was an exaggeration is what that was. We've got a lot.
Does it with hurricanes, though.
Oh, yeah.
A drink pause on the video.
Okay.
That who all is noticing the fact that the clouds on the earth below are moving because we are moving relative to the earth over which the clouds are not themselves moving very fast, and that's part of the physical evidence that I guess we're not supposed to see? Or are we seeing strange ghostly filaments of Klingons being burst out of the little thing in a Star Trek episode? I mean,
well, they are on the
looks
starboard
like
bow.
we're seeing the earth moving below them.
Don't make me invoke the Russian vids defense again.
They are on the starboard bow, so you got to scrape them off.
Russian Gideon, so it doesn't matter. It cannot possibly be true. Yeah, okay.
No, right, Russian vids is it's CGI. Look how fake it is. 33. That would be his defense. Oh,
well,
we got. Oh, yes.
The Klingons are on the starboard bow, so you got to scrape them off.
Okay.
And
remember,
you're not as old as you think you are.
And remember, in space, no one can hear the toilet paper scream.
On that note, moving on.
These are the many proofs that the globe Earth has held up for hundreds of years. And when you dig deep, you find out they are not quite as proof positive as we were once taught.
So you're just
Present
saying
evidence.
Stuff. He's just saying stuff now. Okay, here comes another song, I think. It's time to invoke hyperspace. Hyperspace. Here's some
Ludicrous speed. Exactly.
Speed. All right, let's do a little bit more.
And believe me, Jaron has got the ludicrous down, so all we need is the speed.
He does.
No, I'm pretty sure he's got that too.
Travel faster than, what was it, 86 football fields the wrong way per second?
On a baseball. All right, we'll just start from here.
Speed, which you use in the salad department.
I do want to go to.
Oh, no. Yeah, really. Forget it. I don't care if
we don't allow her to do it. Yeah. No, that's off limits. We have no shame at last.
It's just a...
God damn it, where's the end of this? You know what? I don't care if we miss. We're jumping to here. What could we really have missed? Here we go.
There certainly is a ton of reasons not to trust what we've been told.
Oh, there he said it. Because reasons.
Luckily, anything scientific should have a surplus of proof for us to use and to verify what we were taught. But unfortunately, many of us are finding out that...
Oh, sorry, RJ, didn't hear you. What'd you say?
Is he now switched to moon footage of something from one of the Apollo things? Because that doesn't look very much like... Yeah, I mean, I think this is something from one of those other space flight thingies, and he's kind of jumped into it.
Well, you use what you can, I guess.
He sees video from not Earth and thinks fake.
Okay, so there are two places, Earth and not Earth. Got it.
Simply.
Yeah, how much kerosene did they bring with them?
Look at these moon videos.
Oh, there you go. You called it.
Big mistake. Requiring people to believe that they are true. Much like the joke of all science, evolution.
What? Now we're on to evolution.
No.
Now we're on to evolution.
No, Jaronism.
Drink. Oh my heaven, thank you. There is a God in heaven, and he has smiled upon me. He suddenly jumped his category box to argue that evolution is just as untrue as everything else. Like this guy. Has he ever mentioned evolution before in any of his videos that you follow him?
Honestly, he probably did, but we were all too passed out to hear it.
Right. He's definitely anti-evolution.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that stepped onto that minefield because remember, flat Earth is a subset of geocentrism, which is a subset of young Earth creationism, which is a subset of anti-evolutionism. But it is kind of reassuring to him finally step on that little landmine. And if he ever says anything more on evolution, ooh, I'm gonna want to look really close.
Indeed.
Well, you gotta give him something. Evolution is about as true as the globe Earth.
Yeah. Actually, it's absolutely that. Indeed, it's just as true or not true as the globe Earth.
Credit where credit is due.
And oddly enough, has just about
stumbled onto a truism without a song even.
Oh, please don't don't say song. All right.
Don't hit me with the facts now.
Here we go. Moving on.
Now watch these shots from Apollo 17.
Okay.
They are completely and totally a joke.
Oh, that's your
why?
That's your data.
Good
it's a
one.
joke. You know what? Maybe he's gonna tell us why. Maybe I'll flap my arms and fly to the moon.
Lastly, watch the Earth go by, and you should see that number 1, NASA lies. Number 2, science lies. And number 3, those who follow the religion of scientism lie. Period.
What are we expecting to see a sign like a yield right of way sign that says all of that? What exactly is he aiming at here?
And we've said it in shows before, but I love how he uses scientism as a pejorative, that it's bad, because it's an ism. It's scientism, those who religiously follow science. Yeah. And this is coming from someone named Jaronism. Has he not figured that out? Apparently not.
Oh no! But then again, it's an awful long list of things he hasn't filled out. So, whew.
Hey, I was thrilled to death when he figured out it was time to take away that little catchphrase after he bashed him in the head with it.
Did he really though? Did he really?
He loves it so much he still says it at the end. But it used to be in his big his promo video that open your mind, there's truth inside. No, those are just the voices in your head. For truth, you need to actually observe the outside world. All right.
Wait, one quick thing first. Is that something I've never understood about all this scientism thing? I mean, even if he thinks that science is dogmatic, just because something is dogmatic does not mean it is a religion. There's far more to a religion than just necessarily unnecessarily being dogmatic. There's way more like stuff like worship, sacred items, for some deities, others just stuff like that. Science doesn't have that.
Yes.
History, the scientism notion comes in really from about the 1880s through to about maybe the 1950s or so, and relates to the logical positivism notion that the only things that are of value are things that can be measured scientifically and materially, and therefore nothing else is of any concern. And that kind of was a oddball minority position even in the sciences, and there's still a few popping around with it that play off of that, but he's using it as one of the little tropes he's probably picked up in his little kit bag of terminology along with nominal that he finds as buzzwords.
I would say that is probably
well, nothing interesting happened in the 80s.
Hey, Devo.
Well, speak for yourself. I found the 1880s entirely exciting.
Oh my. All right, I'm enforcing the moving on rule. Moving on.
Point. Well, we're on our own. You've got people like Red's Rhetoric claiming that his videos of the
whoa, stop!
Shout out to Red.
How old is this video?
Not very.
A month or two, I think.
Yeah, that's about it. This is not.
So he's still got a man crush on Red.
Yep.
And Red hasn't made a video on him in how long?
Speaking of which, something I completely forgot about? What was that agreed upon meetup to do an actual experiment that was supposed to happen?
I think honestly, I think they're still trying to work it out a little bit. I don't think it was given up on. I don't think.
Well, Jaron's already said he's not going to do it.
Oh, well, fuck's sake.
Oh, I'm shocked and gobsmacked. You could knock me over with an anvil.
And this is after Jaron said that he would do it.
Again, I said it before. He's self-refuting. Okay.
Yeah, remember somebody who in the middle of a video tells us that he's over.
Yeah, that is a little bit odd. And then tells us we can't believe other things. All right, we're doing fine here. We've got like 8 minutes left. We've made some enormous progress. Here we go.
That's just because we skipped a couple songs.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
a little more liberal with the stupid. We
Jaronism,
let
the musical.
Note to Jaronism, please have more songs, please, and make them very long and intricate too. Yes.
Yeah, really. Just play your intro and a goodbye at the end. We'll skip over to song in the middle.
25 minutes of yeah from the wife. That'll cover it.
Indeed.
I
Wait,
think
did
he's
I
more
just
used to
find
hearing.
something nice?
He's more used to hearing 25 seconds of that.
All right.
Oh.
All right. Here we go.
SpaceX and NASA launches are proof that those craft go to space. Can you believe that? You've got people like Wolfie saying that the sun rising at 90 degrees in the equator proves a globe.
Okay,
does.
why is he calling out people who could very easily just come and embarrass him? Why is he doing this?
Also, quick thing, he's calling them out, like near the end of the video. Like, are they does he expect these people to still watch it and then get this far and then see that he's calling them out?
Hillo. I'm going to stop you, Hillo.
Under the impression.
I'm going to stop you, Hillo, because we are watching the end of this video.
I mean,
yes,
okay, but I mean specifically the people he's calling out.
It's part of our theme. We torture ourselves for the greater good of humanity. We have to, or we don't get our shield checks. But it seems like he's encouraging people to come and embarrass him again. I don't know if anybody heard.
But quick thing though,
yes?
I don't know if this is what he was talking about with the 90-degree thing, but I still haven't heard any flat earther answer the question of how the sun can rise due east, set due west, everywhere on Earth on the equinox.
No, Jaron tried but failed miserably with Google Earth.
Oh yeah, that was that thing where he created the triangle thing.
I didn't see that, but I bet he screwed it up with scale again, didn't he?
He doesn't understand how tangents work, and by tangents I mean in the geometric sense, not the Jaronism sense.
as in wandering off on, not that kind of tangent. All right, here we and yes, the limoncello has been opened. Okay, here we go.
You got Zach Hubbard saying that you see boats going over the curvature.
Okay, see,
hold up.
Yeah,
on the giant Scrabble board in the sky.
Hold on. That's not Zach Hubbard. That's actually Dazza the cameraman.
Yep.
Huh.
He can't even quote his sources right.
Like the last couple thousand years of Mariners.
And
why are we suddenly seeing a Canadian Scrabble board pop up?
I'm actually surprised he mentioned that boats over the horizon thing. I'm sure many of you have seen the just conversation with Just Red and Jaronism talking about just that subject, where for most of the video, Jaronism was reduced to just saying, Well, what about, that was almost the entire thing, and yet he brings it up again. I don't see the motivation.
Well, maybe it's steeped in his brain to where he's now decided that all of that stuff where he was just going, he thinks he won the argument, maybe?
Oh, wait a minute. RJ, are you saying he doesn't think about things he doesn't want to think about? Don't you have a term for that?
Yes, it's called a tortuken.
I believe I've heard that term before. All right.
Well, I mean, honestly, what would you prefer? Him just go in the video going, or him, or this?
I liked it better him and Red with him just going,
I mean, I think I speak for everyone here when I say this is the way, we like it.
Oh, nicely done.
Again, I refer to 25 seconds.
Okay. And we're down to...
So as we explore the strange universe of optical Scrabble boards...
7 minutes. 7 minutes, folks.
And lots more. You've got Dazza the cameraman actually claiming that this video, shown here, debunks the idea of convergence. This is the kind of nonsense.
So he cited his source while showing a Dazza video, and then he goes on to say, this is a Dazza video. Like he skipped showing in the video that he was trying to cite. I told you, he can't edit.
or connect coherent thoughts.
I have experienced the lack of editing skills. I think when in one of the earlier debunking videos on this channel, we're right in the middle of the video, some kind of boat scene. There was just this screech like a screaming cat no explanation, no nothing, and it was just left there. So I was like, what the hell was that?
I tell you,
I thought it was artsy.
when we move on to Parcheesi boards, we're going to know Jaron is serious.
All right. Here we go.
You'll hear Globers say that if we were on a flat Earth, that you would not see further as you went up higher. Yep, they actually say that.
What? What? No one's. No, of course it's the first
quote.
Okay, why don't we just let's not waste time.
Is it still a quote mine if you don't list your source?
That can't be.
Or actually quote anyone.
Is it a quote mine if you don't quote?
No, there's no quoting. That was just a. So that's just a mine.
Yeah, it's just he just puts it. This is the homeopathy of quote mining.
There, good. We've covered the homeopathy, so we don't have to keep everybody awake for that.
You don't actually have to do the quote. You just reduce it down to a single letter.
Well, make sure that letter is on it's on a double word score. That'll be really good.
Yeah, exactly. You get double points that way. See, it's simple, and he wins.
Oh, indeed.
Well, it's only comparable if you use that one single letter and then throw that in the middle of an unabridged dictionary for the entire English language.
Well, and he gets to use the blank tile too, because that's what we've been getting all the way through his videos.
Jaronism, the blank tile. Okay, here we go. See, I don't even know why that was funny, but I thought it was.
When clearly you would. And Dazza proves that in his own video.
Okay.
Notice the black edge at the back of the board, and even the white edge. You can even notice the orange square in the last row.
Yes, we notice all of those things. Please
I
make a conclusion. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry, I talked over you.
Well, I'm done. You're up.
Well, I'd actually had a conversation with him, and he wanted to talk about this specific footage.
Mm-hmm.
And I explained to him so many freaking times, I don't even know, that the camera doesn't have the angular resolution to resolve the thin line at the edge of the board because of perspective. If you were to zoom in, you could still see it, but it is not obscured. Things which are obscured become completely invisible no matter how much you zoom in on them. You seem to just totally fail to understand this.
Yeah, and funny, they make the opposite argument with boats.
Not to mention the fact that just because if you even smaller, you could still keep looking onward, even if you can't resolve individual things on the surface.
Yeah, and remember, we know that actual experiments can physically see boats going over a horizon. We don't have to guess at this. It's
becoming
observable.
obscured too, like visibly becoming obscured. And that's the most important thing. If you can't see it, it's because you don't have a line of sight to see it.
Yeah, the boat thing is they just make an assertion. That's I guarantee none of them. I was about to say.
On.
Moving on. I was about to say none of the honest ones. You saw that coming, didn't you? All right, here we go.
Do you have a gavel that just says "moving on"? You need that.
See, I was just gonna say "moving on" instead, like this.
But it's so much more official.
I could do with the mug of truth, but I get beer all over me. All right, here we go. Moving on.
Lower your angle and watch the black disappear, then the white disappear, and finally the
Angular
orange.
Resolution.
So you
Angular
may see
freaking
lots of
resolution.
different
I told you
debunks
this.
out there,
Jaronism.
but
Damn
it
it.
doesn't mean that there's
God
no
damn
other
it.
solutions. You could be like Wolfie and be blind to the fact that you could actually be fooled.
It's even more annoying
He
because I
actually said-
told him directly, like, the mistake, and he's making it right now. So,
You
I'm
kind of
sorry.
have to get used to that. You can explain something and get nothing but
Directly to the person.
Okay, and then a week later you'll see him put out a video about exactly what you talked to him about. That just happens. You have to be used to that.
Concept. Next minute, I'm quiet.
All right, here we go.
Said to me that maybe someone could pull the wool over my eyes and bamboozle me with math and geometry, but that I don't understand that they could not do it to him. Pride comes before the fall. I recognize that. I know I can be fooled. In fact, I have been fooled.
You are a fool.
Example,
So now
please.
I can attack it from all angles. So these guys can't stand that I'm questioning their religion. All I can say is keep digging.
Well, I do have one thing to say about these guys can't stand that I'm questioning their religion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one, it's not a religion. Two, we don't care if you question it. It's you're pushing off evidence that goes against what you're trying to claim.
We care that you ignore the answer.
Yeah.
That's the big thing.
That's what gets us
And can't
upset with
even
you.
follow through on the logic of his own argument, the
I mean, hell,
consistency of it.
ask as many questions as you want. If you never ask questions, you'll never learn. Or at the very least, if you learn something, you'll never be able to recognize that it's wrong. Asking questions is great. It's the fact that you don't listen to the answers.
Yes, and I wish you'd consider
Or
that.
work out the consequences of the questions to kind of rigorously. He's always jumping from the thing he doesn't want to be true to the assertion that it's not true and skipping the bridge building part.
Yeah.
So he wants to have the route to his conclusion without doing any of the heavy lifting.
I think there's a cake analogy for that.
All righty.
Yeah, well, yeah. Not only does he want to have his cake and eat it, he wants somebody else to bake it.
But the cake is CGI.
All right, don't make me
Yeah,
bang the
exactly.
don't make me bang the moving on gavel. Here we go.
Bang bang.
Searching and making truth your goal, and you will eventually find it. Rockets don't go 17,500 miles per hour. It's a hoax. To me, it's a big fat lie. But you have to go looking to find it. I'll leave you with 2 quotes.
Okay, this is bullshit. He's not going to leave us. He's going to hang around.
From Alhazen. The first one is, the duty of the man who
We can
investigates
read.
the writings of scientists, if
Fuck's
learning
sake.
the truth is his goal, is to make himself an enemy of all that he reads.
Closer
and
to the mic,
attack it
Jaron.
from every side. He should also suspect himself as he performs his critical examination of it, so that he may avoid falling into either prejudice or leniency. Alhazen. And the second quote, truth is sought after for its own sake. Finding the truth is difficult, and the road to it is rough, for the truths are plunged in obscurity. God, however, has not preserved the scientist from error, and has not safeguarded science from the shortcomings and faults. If this had been the case, scientists would not have disagreed upon any point of science. Alhazen.
Who the
So
hell is
guys, I'll
Alhazen
remind you
that you
to
should be
find
putting
That's
on
exactly who I was just looking up. Apparently, he is a Latinization. Oh, that's the derivation of his name. An Arab Muslim scientist, mathematician, astronomer, and philosopher from 965 AD.
That's out. Yep.
So,
Now,
and
hold on. I'm going to bring this up because it actually kind of Jaron contradicts himself again.
Mm-hmm.
How many times has people heard him say that Cavendish experiment isn't valid because it was just some guy back in the 1600s?
Mm-hmm.
And here he is citing somebody from 965 AD.
Mm-hmm. And of course, is Jaron going to tell us that he is a Muslim now because of Alhazen? Because that's the God he's talking about.
Yeah. But my point was, scientific research done in the 1600s is not valid to him, but this guy giving quotes from 965 AD is okay.
And is he arguing somewhere that Alhazen had ever disputed the sphericity of the Earth, which I think was known in Arab science?
Yeah,
by
it
then.
was. It was at least known before Ptolemy, which was he was in the 100 AD.
Yeah, Aristophanes. I think he's 250 BC.
Oh yeah, and way before too.
Alrighty.
So not only is he invoking
here's the field of
somebody,
science here's the field of science that this guy actually did: optics, astronomy, and mathematics. So
Nor
yeah,
any of those relevant. I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, in other words, he's drinking up a completely
you gotta remember,
irrelevant.
you
Might
gotta
as well.
No, here's the thing: astronomy was one of his fields of science, but space is fake to Jaron. So he's quoting somebody who would sit there and slap Jaronism if he admitted it.
I see that all the time with Alex Jones invoking a lot of people, and I will snark back and he says, "Excuse me, but this is the wrong person for you to be citing," and he's just done this with this.
I mean, he was probably. I'm guessing he was. I mean, almost definitely still a geocentrist, but still.
Indeed. That being the case, we got 5 minutes left. Let's get through this, folks. Moving on.
Don't lie to each other and open your mind.
Oh, we're done.
To the truth inside.
See, he did it. Open your mind. This truth inside, you bastard.
You just said there's 5 minutes left, and he just gave his outro.
Fall out. It worked for me.
5 minutes left, and there was his outro. And
There's another song calling it.
Oh no!
If it's another song, we will just call it and say goodnight to each other and all our fine cats.
This has been Jaronism.
By Jaron's new mixtape.
Stop. I want to read that. My videos will always be free. That said, every bit of support helps me to spend more time doing what I love. If you'd like to support us, oh look, he's still doing Bitcoin scams.
Whereas my videos actually are free.
Indeed, that they are.
What does that mean that they're free?
So he's got Patreon, he's got PayPal. I wasn't aware he's still doing Bitcoin. I thought he was banned from that for life.
Oh wait, I have not heard of this. What happened? There was
we're not going into this rabbit hole.
Crap.
Yeah,
All right.
that's another rabbit hole you don't want to get involved in.
All right, next time. Well, maybe not next. Okay, how about never? Never. Moving on.
Never sounds like a really good time to get into that.
Perfect.
Tao just did the perfect quote. Open your wallet, my money's inside.
And the 4 boxes without any pictures in them are a picture inside of Jaron's brain.
What the hell now?
The fact that there are just Xbox up there and nothing is happening is really annoying me.
Or is it going to be this for the rest? No, we're jumping ahead.
And let's skip ahead a little bit.
Yeah, son of a... Oh, wait, no, darkness. Okay.
Oh, darkness.
Something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. All right. Let's see what's happening.
I smell wonderful editing skills.
What the hell? What the hell is this?
Is it just darkness?
It's
That's his editing skills. I'm telling you.
Well, remember, Jaron has a real knack with dark.
So it's...
Is this dark section 25 seconds long?
This is the part where he explains his understanding of the world.
we are at 43 minutes and 38 seconds out of 46:33.
This is 3 minutes of this.
This is some of the missing tape from the Nixon files.
What the hell is it? Wait, no, it is. Look, I am jumping ahead. That's it. That's what we got.
Wait, maybe. Also, Jaron, please do more of this.
So if it's 3 minutes of darkness, I think I have to change my 25-second estimation.
So he goes to all the trouble of putting a series of balloons up on the screen and only puts text in one of them and forgets to put anything in.
I was expecting
something.
something.
It's like he didn't quite finish the PowerPoint and forgot that he didn't finish the PowerPoint because he has the attention span of a distracted gerbil.
In the chat, Baron Von Quipley just did the perfect comment for this whole section. This is the section where he shows his evidence.
Yeah, there we go. It was all in those balloons. Exactly. Yes, if we could see it with the special glasses that he wears when he uses the laser pointer, it would all be clear.
Perfect. All right. Well, congratulations.
Maybe there's an after credit scene.
I don't think so. This is what we got.
Or this is where the outtakes come in. During the laugh reel, where we hear talking about how the take didn't go quite so well. So we were seeing the really good takes on the rest of the video, and we get to see the really bad ones now.
Do you really think there's a Jaronism bloopers reel, and that's not what we've been watching?
Boy.
Jaronism. Hold on.
Popcorn for that and some kerosene put on it.
Just to qualify that, Jaronism is a blooper reel.
This is what I'm saying. This is exactly my point. All right. Well, wow, that was pretty long for Jaronism.
I love this show.
About 2 hours and 40 minutes for Jaron. That's good. You know what? Here's Buster again when he was a little dude. Okay, there. All right, that's I suggest we not go on to homeopathy today. Next week
I'm okay with that.
them. We will destroy them next week. And at least
I think
I've already looked at some of his sources, so we've already got that pinned.
I think we've already summed up the homeopathy thing anyway with just the dictionary comment.
Yeah, pretty much.
Did everybody look at my little video that I did on the his tape where I looked up his sources?
I believe I did. That's
Yeah, I know. You put a link up. You put a link up to it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes,
I do
indeed.
think this is, well, if this is the end of the show, then I do believe it's time for shameless plugs. So
that is actually the case. So let's see. But we do have to go in order. The order, of course, being...
of course.
Of course. See, too bad Dev was busy. We could have used some of those of courses during the course of that video. Would have fit in perfectly.
Yeah.
All right.
Of
It
course.
is in fact shameless plug time, where everyone will tell the world just how cool they actually are. And all right, let us get started. Kara, it's you're first up. Tell us how cool you are, what you do, and all that kind of thing.
I'm just gonna skip today.
Okay.
I would say if you care, my name. You can look at my name and my thing, and you'll find stuff.
There you go. There'll be
That is
stuff,
all.
and it'll be cool. All right. Moving on. Let us go to the next person who would possibly trick someone into going out at some ungodly hour to video the
I swear to
sun.
God.
Hill, you're up. Tell us how cool you are. Tell us what you've been up to and all that kind of thing. You're up,
I don't have much for plugging. I'm just a guy who loves science and observation and doing experiments for yourself. I'm currently in the process of trying to put together a particular experiment, and when I'm done, I hope I can upload that so then I'll actually have something worth plugging.
Ooh, nice.
But until then, yeah, just keep coming to this show. This is the shit.
Very nice. All right, RJ, elaborate on your coolness, if you would.
Well, I can get pretty cool, but I'm the anti-creationism guy with my Troubles in Paradise project that I've been working on, and I have a bloody GoFundMe out there that I could sure use some more of that crowd support on. I've got a Patreon account that so far is like dead as a doornail, like a very bad Pirates of the Caribbean sequel. What I'm trying to do in my big project is something literally nobody has ever done before, which is to pin down all of the sources that anti-evolutionists have relied on and analyze them in depth and pull them apart in a way that they've never been done before, to leave them absolutely no cover at all. And my new evolution slam dunk book is out on the reptile mammal transition, which fills a hole that nobody had done before, that does that in full speed. And Sai, you have a copy of my book. You can express an opinion about what you've seen so far.
Positive. There you go. Limoncello. What can I tell you?
Just positive?
What can I tell you, RJ? Limoncello.
Nominal.
Don't expect nominal. Everything is nominal.
Yeah, I'm very proud of all the material, and I'd like to be able to continue doing the work. And if I could get more people supporting me for real at either the GoFundMe or the Patreon, if you can swing a sustaining thing, I can really use it, buckaroos. I can really use it.
Oh, here's a question. Is that book available in electronic form?
Yes, it's available on all ebooks. You can get it for Kindle or Nook, either way, or just a standard one. So you can get it that way. Yep.
All right, because I was thinking, having something that you could do, a text search for if, and here's the part that makes no sense, if any of us ever ran into a problem rebutting a flat earther. Okay, that's the part that made no sense. All right, very good. Thank you, RJ. And Sean, you are up. Tell us how cool you are.
Well, I know I'm cool. Lots of other people know I'm cool. I make parodies. I do flat Earth debunkery. I do Nibiru debunkery. Of course, that's kind of a side hobby. And expect to see a new parody in the next couple days.
Woohoo! We'll be looking.
And I'll give you a spoiler. It's towards the entire Globebusters crew.
Ooh. This could be big.
Yeah, it's like a 7-minute long song. So, yeah.
Looking forward to it. Alrighty. Now let us see if Tao has returned from his moderator duty.
Yes.
Oh, you have. Why don't you tell us how cool you are?
You know that I don't love that part, but I will make an effort.
You're a good guy.
I'm a Tau City Alpha. I'm having a channel called Tau City Alpha, and usually I love to show how much flat earthers are intelligent and wise, and that's pretty much it.
Okay.
The rest is confidential.
If you told us, you have to kill us. Cara, was there something? I think I talked over you there.
I was just saying thank you to Tal. It's very awesome.
Indeed, he is. All right.
I missed the part, I think. Okay. You hearing me?
Yes.
Yeah, we got you.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I hit the button volume, and that's it. Enjoy my videos, and if you like to put comments, but put comments.
Indeed. Well, thank you, Tao. And everybody, it's certainly always a pleasure having all of us together. We do tend to have a really rotten time watching these vids, don't we?
Yeah, but we make the most of it.
Yeah, that is true. At least there's alcohol.
It really wears you out. Like it takes energy out of you.
That it does.
Sucks it from you.
That it does. All right. I didn't do a shameless plug yet. Okay. Hey, it's me. I got a Patreon. Don't go there. Just show up and have fun with us. That's really all I ask. There. We have all done our shameless plugs.
This is what the song is for. It's because after you get all this, you need
Mhm.
something to get you back up to normal levels again.
I see. All right.
That is why I added a closing credit song to my videos.
All right. I think, we're although hearing everybody's shameless plugs, we're kind of upbeat. I see no need for, a little unicorn song or any of that crap. I think we can skip right to the pug. Any objections?
Go Pug.
All righty. Thank you,
I wish
everybody.
I was some mad. I wish it was a little bit of a psychic cloak, but I won't torture you.
No, look,
I think Jaron had that psychic cloak on in the end of his video.
I will download it for myself and watch it for myself alone.
That's just creepy, dude.
Yes.
If we pull up another psychic cloak video, we're going to be on till 5 in the morning. So
yeah. And,
all right. Thank you, everybody. Always a pleasure communicating with all of you. And that being said, here comes Buster. I was told there's supposed to be banter during this. I suck at banter.
Oh, well, I can always talk about my feelings about novel. I love it. Not halfway through the second one. Writing it. More electric guns, more time travel, more amazing adventure in the world of Phileas Fogg.
Can't beat that. Hey, baby,
nice on all of it. It's just I need more people to read the damn thing.
Hey, baby Buster the Puglet was pretty damn cool, though, isn't he?
He's a sweet little thing.
All eyes and tongue. That's all you can say about a pug.
Just burbling enthusiasm.
Very happy.
Someone on the line had mentioned something about steampunk a while back. That reminded me. Phileas Fogg is a mystery steampunk science fiction novel version of Around the World in 80 Days. So that's right up my alley. Wife of Phileas Fogg in the novel. My version is the clever sister to Captain Nemo, and she is a kick-butt martial artist and no damsel in distress she. Yeah, it was kind of fun because she was just kind of eye candy doormat in the original novel and in the film version that Michael Todd made. Poor Shirley MacLaine was bored silly playing her in the movie because he had nothing to do. but I clearly needed, in that steampunk format, that you need a character that was going to be really strong, but a protagonist who is equal to Fog and Passepartout, and that's what she is in my novel.
All right. Night all. Thanks again.
Au revoir.
Bonne nuit.